Hey y'all, happy Friday. Sorry I was a couple minutes late. I got to dinging around in my kitchen and I was like, oh shit. It's putting dinner away. You guys ready? Figured we'll do a Friday night cringe watch. Well, look at that messy hair. It's everywhere. Oh well, don't care. So this will be a history lesson to the Boar Lodge. So the Lore Lodge claims that he doesn't know about this one particular live stream. And it seems like I'm one of the only ones that has the full version of it. And I did share that around with a lot of people. So they do have it. But I think in fairness too, we're going to do a compare. So I think in order to get this across without people there's been really strong emotions about and a lot of opinions about these two interviews. So I think the best way of doing this is showing when Chris called in to Clueminati and pretended to be Sling Blade. I think we'll open with that. And then I think it's only fair to go into Seth, because I think what you have here is people who have formed teams, the red team, the green team, and have used things like this to form opinions and or biases and or in complete insanity. So let's just get into it and we'll go through and talk about it. I just went through today. I went through some of my screen recordings and my downloads. I got to clean stuff out. And that was there you go. Thumbnail, 5D. Since 5D likes to put me in Where's Waldo posters. You guys are all too kind. I know, Janice. That's what I'm going to have. I'm going to do that. I'm going to dump all of that over there. Thank you for the support too. And still thank you for that. Pika, hello, Music City Mom, Chris, Mind of Monsters, good to see you. Black team. I should have put us in the middle. Black team, right in the middle. I figured this was pretty fitting too for the chess pieces, even though it should have been a checkerboard and a chessboard. Y'all know this stuff is just. I didn't get the weekly talking points email still. Hey Thor. Hey Diana. Is there going to be a written test? Probably not. Hey Music City Mom, thank you for the gifted memberships. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the cabana, you guys. A clear crayon. Thor is already popping off. I know. I got a late note this evening. I'm sorry. Hey Roro. You guys are so funny. Hey Revival. I know. I'm sorry. I'm late. Hey Claus. I got something coming up next week that I'm really excited to share with you guys. Hey Chasing, but I'm not going to share until next week. Hey Liberty. Some of you will not, some of you will be like, blah. Some of you will be like, oh, that's cool. Hey Stitching, but I'm really excited to share it with you guys afterwards. Hey Mercedes Girl, Coffee Addict, Petunia. I can see the little one. It's ice cream sandwich time. The one just came and opened the door and asked for her ice cream sandwich. The other one just came out here and turned around, so she got sidetracked. Hey, Elizabeth. Hey, Jeepers Creepers. Thank you, guys. Hey, Doggy Mama. Hey, Michigan Wifey. You guys are too kind. I've been trying to come on camera a little bit more, but I get moving around and then I'm just all over the place. Hey, Mother of Two Boys. I didn't do nothing to my hair. It's just a mess. I don't have anything on. My microblading is so faded right now. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Yup. Oh, absolutely. Yep. 100% there is. And it's been going on for quite a while. Hey, Tuesday's Dead. Kyle is doing a little bit better. He's really having a hard time, though, breathing. He is so short of breath. Everything. He is really struggling. Dazed and Amazed. All right. You guys ready to go? Hey, Duchess. Okay, so if you have not seen these, hey, Brit Focus. Let me get through these really quick. Andrea Mama 5, Grammy Nini. I don't want an insider, honestly, into the shit show. Truthfully, I really don't. I don't. I don't like the behind the scenes stuff. I don't like the Nope, I don't like it. Hey, Shavane. The Deflectionist. Hey, that Michelle. You guys are super sweet. I finally, I don't know what, maybe it's the lighting because it's dark out. The Deflectionist. It's just good lighting. PJ Second Chance. Chasing. I saw you. Did I already say hi? I don't even know at this point. Nature Rocks. Tebow. All right, let's roll. We got a lot to get through. Okay, so we're going to open up with Clueminati. We're going to start where Chris called in, pretending to be Sling Blade. And the reason I'm doing this is because I think it's a fair comparison to the two. And I figured the green team will bitch and moan about, well, he did this, he did that. So here you go. We'll play both of them. This one isn't super long. And then we're going to get into Seth on BJ's panel. And this is just for the people who didn't see this. It was edited, heavily edited afterwards. People trying to act like this didn't happen. The Lore Lodge didn't know this existed because he did his research, right? He did his research, but he doesn't know half of what's going on or what happened or why there's such division and insanity on both sides, which I don't expect him to even pay attention, nor do I think he will even watch this. Honestly, I don't think he cares, but there are so many people that are new to this case running around because of channels like that, that I think it's, I don't know. I don't even know. We're just going to do it. Okay. Let's go. So we're going to start with Clueminati. This is from, just so you guys have the date, this is from 8 months ago. This is from May 3rd, 2024. My overall take on both of these, just so you know, is my personal opinion is you have two dads who are not used to YouTube and the way of YouTube and what was going to be seen or picked apart from these. That is my opinion. And it's just a good display of how these cases, any little thing gets blown into a huge situation. Okay, let's go.
Eat off of YouTube.
I'm going to fast forward a couple minutes.
Well, I tell you, I can do you one easy. I can text you and maybe get you a t-shirt out that way.
Oh, I went too far. Hold on. This is all under fair use. This is, like I said, Clueminati.
That it has not helped to keep Sebastian's name out there.
I mean, it has, but you know,
it's not in a good way. I get it, and it's not in a good light.
Hey, Wolfie.
Kept it at the top, at front and center.
Hey,
of things, right?
But it would have never trended on Twitter.
But I will say this, right? So,
but it's the double-edged sword, right? Like, it's not worth it, or is it? You know what I mean? Like, it is like
I just think
it's a real shitty thing.
I think it's just a situation that, you know, everybody should look at and go, damn, that is a good point. If it wasn't for the drama, would we pay as much attention, you know?
Right.
And it's like, I don't know. Would we?
Maybe. The mic is hot.
I heard y'all giving away them T-shirts. What's that boy's name? Sebastian.
Yes. Well, not me, Duchess. Yeah.
Oh, how you gonna get one of them shirts out? I mean, what you got to do?
You go to her channel, and on Sunday she's having a.
And before anybody asked my opinion on this, I felt it was weird. I thought it was odd, but I didn't see it as problematic as some people did. Honestly, I haven't seen some of Seth's popping on channels as weird and as crazy as some people have either. I thought this was a little odd, but I don't take it in the fact of what people made this into either. This is back in May, Liberty.
Show, and she will give you a code, and then you can contact the maker of the shirt.
Oh, is there any way you can do it a little easier than that? I mean, I ain't a smart feller. I mean, I can know how to call a number, but I don't know how to do any of that old fancy stuff y'all was talking about doing. I don't understand that. I mean,
Well,
I like mustard biscuits myself, but you know, I don't think everybody else likes that either. But hey,
I'm sorry, did you say mustard and biscuits?
yeah, mustard biscuits like mustard and French fries. Y'all eat that over?
I don't put mustard on my biscuits. No, maybe some honey.
Oh, you got to try it. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, it's something else. I mean, just mustard goes good on everything. Tater salad, tater tot, taters. I mean, it's good. You missed out.
Okay, and the reason why I chose this as the comparison is because this is the one interview that Brittany J in particular has ripped apart and replayed over and over and over again on her channel, saying how horrific this was. So I figured this side by side of Clue's call-in versus Brittany J's panel is a great comparison. So that's my personal take on it, and you're allowed yours. If people from the green team decide to come in and voice their opinions on this, mods, please let them, as long as they're respectful. They don't have to like me. But as long as they're not making blatant accusations, they can come and sit and learn something.
I assume you've seen the movie Sling Blade.
Hey, Miss Leah.
No, not at all. What's that mean? You said it called Sling Blade?
Mm-hmm.
What's a Sling Blade? I know what a Kyger blade is, but I don't know what a Sling Blade is.
Well, I tell you, I can do you one easy. I can text you and maybe get you a t-shirt out that way.
Well, I ain't got one of them fancy phones that everybody be punching away on. I'm calling you on a landline. We actually have rubber down there.
Uh-huh.
But I live out in the sticks. I mean, you're talking about Sling Blade, and I call it Kaiser Blade. I think it was a totally different thing. So I'm not sure.
You sound a lot like the guy from the movie. That's kind of crazy. I wish you would have seen the movie.
No, I ain't even got a television. I mean, I don't know much about them things. I think they them devils anyway. So, I just.
And just so you know, the green team has said that this is so disrespectful of Chris. This was highly scrutinized. This interview, or this call-in right here, it's not even an interview, was so highly scrutinized and picked apart. So I figured, again, this was a fair playing field here. So they can't say, oh, they're only, showing this one side.
This dude, look,
Nope,
get a
here you
phone.
go.
I got a radio.
Oh, you don't have a television?
No.
His
All
voices
right.
are really good, actually.
Old school in the sticks.
Yeah, I have to go across the street over there down the holler, and just they got one of them. What do you call it? Computers. I got one of them. They got one of them things, and I get to listen to this thing, and this is how I get to hear your show.
Oh, well, thank God for their computer.
Do you ride a bicycle?
Well, they got the internet. they got that magic box where you go in there and you get to see a bunch of things or whatever I don't know.
Could you say it ain't got no gas in it?
Ain't got no gas in it.
That was great.
Oh, damn.
I mean, I don't know. I don't break in any of that stuff. I don't play with any of that stuff.
He said,
Bitch Franklin said, is this truth, not feelings?
is this truth, not feelings? The chat is asking if that's your name when you chat, truth, not feelings.
If I got feelings, what are you talking about?
I don't mean you don't have feelings. I'm asking if, never mind. When you chat, you have a name. I just wondered if this was truth, not feelings, but.
Aren't we chatting now? Ain't that what chat is? People talk.
Well, yeah, it is.
Oh,
what's that there chatting that you talking about?
On your keyboard, you said that people pound away. That's the kind of chatting I'm talking about when you're typing something.
Revival, I'm actually interested to see people's opinions on this and how this is disrespectful to Sebastian. I'm interested to see because I've failed to understand that myself. I thought it was a little strange, but not really either. I mean, people can find anything in anything.
I told you I ain't got one of them fancy boxes there. Them computers, that's my neighbor. They got that. That's where I'm at right now to hear the show.
You went to your neighbor's house at, well, I don't know what time it is where you are, but here it's like 12 o'clock in the morning.
I laughed too.
Well, I mean, y'all sit there and drink moonshine either.
Well, on a good day, yeah.
The reason I'm doing this is so you guys can make up your opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, you should drink that shit every day. Make you feel better. Cure everything you got.
It's really good for a sore throat.
No. It's good for everything.
Good for everything. Okay. I can get with that. Well, do you like the show?
Chasing, is it because of the voice he's doing in reference to Sling Blade, if you don't mind me asking? And again, everybody's open to their, like, I found this odd, but I guess I didn't really have any major, like, takeaways from
I'm assuming so, since you're at the neighbors, or is
it.
this your first time watching?
For me.
No, I like the show. I just, there's a little boy missing. It's sad story. It's sad them kids go missing.
Agreed.
You know, the worst part is, you know, I've heard that story where people talking about the parents and stuff. It's real bad. I don't know.
Agreed.
They got no what do they call evidence on that boy yet?
No, they don't have any evidence on him yet.
And this is where you guys might see or feel a little bit differently. Oh.
Why everybody saying that the parent done it then?
Yeah, Chasing, it's, I can see that.
Oh, because the internet world has to have a villain. Somebody to be mad at, I guess.
Well, they want a villain. They got one to call the government. They need to. That's the villain right there. Mm-hmm.
I will not argue that at all. Hear that?
I really want one in third though. I would get one in third.
I promise I will.
Well, he opens it up talking about the shirts that Katie had designed, and he's talking about the shirt that Duchess was giving away through the vendor that was making them for Sebastian. So there's that. So there is connections to Sebastian. Yes, Chasing, we are. Hold on, you guys. As this goes on, you'll see more. This is why I wanted to open with this. So there's an even playing field here because I think it's only fair.
Well, if you can learn to work a text, I can text your phone and send you a shirt.
I have my neighbor there. They do that. They,
Right.
Yeah, there
I
you
got
go.
one of them old road. I got them phones. You got to do on the circle.
And if you like, please have opposing opinions in this, because this is where I'm like, it just didn't hit for me. I thought it was all strange because, yeah, it's just a lot of this stuff has been strange to me.
Fucking hell.
I mean, I ain't got no television, one of them color boxes. I ain't got one of them things. I got a radio.
Yes, he does.
Somebody else. Yeah.
You said color boxes?
Yeah.
It gets
TV,
weird.
television, color box.
Oh,
Show in it with the colors and stuff. That's color box.
color box. From now on, I'm always going to call my TV a color box.
Color box. That color box. That's
You know,
funny
time
as
I
fuck.
sit there and do the radio, watch out the window.
Do you work on lawnmowers?
Every once in a while.
My opinion is yes, she knew this was him. I can't confirm 100%, but if you listen to it, I definitely think that this was, I mean, the call-in number is right there, but I think that this was definitely, they knew. And you're going to hear more as it goes.
I'm broke right now, but but got gas in it, so got gas.
Well, that is required to mow a lawn, gas, and a mower.
But it broke though, so it don't.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
That's right. It's not, it won't work right now. Even with
But
gas in it.
Well, that's why I got the Kaiser blade. Kaiser blade cut that shit straight out, right on through there.
You're in the front yard.
And again, just to remind everybody when this is May 3rd, 2024. So this is kind of in the heavy thick of things when things really were starting. Tony was starting to represent Seth. You know,
I'm assuming swinging a Kaiser blade.
timing was really odd with this too.
Yeah, I use Kaiser blade. Some call it a Sling Blade. I call it a Kaiser blade.
Okay. When you're done, I just have to know, when you're done swinging that, do you go eat mustard and biscuits?
W. Schmidt, I can't tell you about if he was at work or not. I genuinely have no idea.
But if they ain't that, it mustard and taters. That's always good too.
You put mustard on potatoes?
Taters, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm going to try that.
come into the chat.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
One of the audience,
you
Pick
guys.
one of them right up there and then get you glass of moonshine. Ain't no better.
mustard, taters, and moonshine. One of the audience members wants to know if you like pineapples.
Pineapple? What's a pineapple?
A pineapple?
No pineapple.
A pineapple, like the yellow thing with the little tree at the top, little leaves. It's
I
fruit.
ain't seen one of them. I ain't seen one of them, no. Susie down the street, she got an apple tree.
Susie down the street has an apple tree. No pineapples, guys, just apples.
No,
This is where the pineapple stuff came from.
not up here in these hollers. We ain't got none of that up here.
How did you say that again? Pineapple.
Thank you, Sammy, for being a member for 17 months. Please, you guys, your opinions, I'm reading a lot of them, and I really appreciate the conversation and the openness to like discuss this, because these are things for me that have been odd. They're odd. They're super strange. To me, there is nothing. I mean, again, I can understand parents have to resume some semblance of normalcy, but this is not normal. The internet isn't like doing this. I don't know. There's nothing that I can really. I don't know. It's just odd.
Man, that we call it pineapple.
Pineapples.
Pineapples.
We got apple. We got apple.
Okay.
We got apple right down the street there. We get apple.
Nice. Well, if I call your number back, could you answer the phone? You don't have to answer, right?
No. That thing, it ring. It's pretty loud.
So if
I'll take me a minute to get up there and get the phone, but I hear.
if I call you, I can.
I'm not sure how this would be in reference to making fun of Seth, honestly. Not really sure how that reference is coming in. Maybe Helen can explain more what she means by that. This is May 3rd.
Figure out how to send you a shirt, right?
Yeah, I mean, I get address. And that poster that fella brings up mail, he put it in the box down there in the street.
Okay, well, see, yeah, that's progress. I might even.
It takes about a week though, but I mean, I don't check it but once a week.
I might even send you a pineapple.
Pineapple. You put mustard on it?
I'm sure you might, but I wouldn't.
But you can put it on a biscuit.
But you can put a pineapple on a biscuit.
Put it on a biscuit. That might sound good.
Y'all, he says it's not truth. I don't know. You ever fry?
So Chasing, there was rumors right in the beginning of this. In fact, in the optics, how social media plays an effect in these cases, we watched Smiley referencing that Katie had a friend that would come over, and there was conversations about them being swingers and so on, and Chris having a dating app linked to his Facebook that we just watched from Smiley, and that was back in March, the beginning of March. So stuff like that had been cycling around, and I'm not sure if that's exactly, but pineapples are often used for a symbol of upside down pineapples are a symbol of swingers.
Pineapple?
Well, we put them in a fryer pan and how you make apple pie. Good.
He said apple pie. Pie.
Apple pie.
Apple pie. Y'all sound like really pretty people, by the way. I'm sorry, but I just want to let y'all know y'all sound like real pretty people call your show. I hear sound pretty.
Oh, the people that call sound pretty, or me and fiance sound pretty?
Yeah, you and your what's that from? Where do you say?
Fiance?
Yeah, that's like that. Yeah.
I bet he'd say Cletus.
Mm-hmm.
Can you say Cletus?
Oh, I got to say Cletus. Hell, we got Cletus right down the street. He's right down the street. He's right next door over at Billy Bob. And then Uncle Tom, he's probably another, on the other side of the holler. Uncle Tom is. We all know each other.
Are you from Kentucky?
No. Oh, God.
I'm actually glad that I played this one because a lot of you have not heard this, and I think it's a great comparison.
Who the hell won't be from Kentucky?
Well, fiance for one, but aside from him, I don't know.
Nah, we like it hollers and trees and hills and mountains. So pretty.
I don't know. You say that me and fiance sound like pretty people. Are you sure you ain't into pineapples?
I sure ain't a pineapple.
Okay.
Pineapple is a totally different thing, I guess. I don't know.
Rainbow, you just heard the reference right there.
No
I
pineapple.
don't see people very often.
Just when he watches the color box.
The color box.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
Pineapple and color box. I may never call a pineapple again. I think it's going to be pineapple from now on. So just so y'all know.
Well, I keep my eye up out here looking for that little boy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's going to be out here.
No.
Oh, hell, we don't see nobody out here. I gotta walk all the way down there just use neighbors, here to show on that computer thing, whatever that safety box thing is.
You got to walk all the way to the neighbors. Well, I appreciate that dedication.
Sadly, it's not just her that there's sexual connotation with. There's sexual connotation with a lot of the characters that have inserted themselves to the case. There's been a lot of heavy leaning with a lot of them. I mean, we heard a caller call into Betty's show and say that both Chris and Seth overly sexualized women in front of Sebastian. Betty allowed that. We've seen horrible things out of both sides, both red and green. If I'm being honest, like, it has been rumors running amok. People instantly went after Seth and Michaela. Like, that was some sort of anything. Again, I think all of the other stuff around it was odd, but who he decides to date or was with, like, that's none of our business. It has been from side to side weird shit.
I don't know if you came just to watch my show, but I'm just saying I do appreciate the dedication.
Well, I get to go over like once a month, and they kind of tell me some things and stuff. And, you know, I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe he can help you fix the mower.
Might be. I got to see that movie about them finding them animals the other day.
Say what?
Real famous.
His name is hashtag.
That show about them animals, about them lions. You ever seen that show?
About a lion?
Yeah, them kitty movie.
Oh, Lion King?
Yeah, I got to see that the other day. That's a good show right there. A good flick.
You know, I've never seen The Lion King.
Oh, man, that's a good show. Good show.
Y'all, I don't know who this is, a voice changer, like, on God. I like your voice. I'm not saying anything negative. They think it's somebody with a voice changer. It's not Dago. His son's at the prom.
What is the fourth finger?
Where if I wanted to, I could talk like this or like this.
It's one of them sound boxes.
Yeah, it's a sound.
I would speed it up, you guys, but you'll lose a lot of what he's saying. So that's why it's going regular speed. But we're just going to listen to a little bit more of this, and then I will switch gears into the other one. But I want you to hear how this transitions into knowing it's him.
Box. There you go.
Well, sound box. That's a radio. Mm-hmm. I had that good music. Mm-hmm.
Oh, what kind of music do you like? I'm just curious.
Well, like good old stuff, you know, Hank Williams.
Oh, I love Hank Williams.
Not his baby, the daddy.
Yeah.
He dead. He been dead for a while now.
Yeah. What's that line about the moon to see you cry? Oh, I like Hank Jr. too now.
Yeah, but I like it, daddy. Mm-hmm.
Duchess just said goodnight. She was bored too.
I promise y'all, this is not Dago. Dago couldn't get his voice that low for nothing.
He couldn't get his voice that low with a voice changer.
Hank, why do you drink? See, yeah, I like Junior too. I'm sorry, I have to. Like, it's Uncle Si.
He liked to roll that smoke and stuff, that big vacuum stuff. Mm-hmm. That's who that fella is right there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. His friend was killed by a switchblade knife too. Did you know that?
For $43.
Yeah, but I call it tiger blade. Some call it switchblade. I call it tiger blade.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry.
The title is Live Late Night with Bambi the Manatee. Hashtag Sebastian Rogers. She referred to herself as Bambi the Manatee.
Razor blade, not a switchblade.
Nobody up to that?
Say what now?
Oh, nothing. I just rambling on there. I just started my baby.
He said not his baby. It's the big one. It's a family tradition. Correct. Well, you got anything else?
That gets on there, man. Tradition thing.
Yeah.
Heard that in too.
You got anything else you want to tell us? I didn't hear none of that, did you? He really must live in the sticks. You still there? You kind of went robot.
No, I'm still here.
What?
What the hell?
I'm still here.
Okay. I did not change calls, but what?
I'm still here.
This is not my daughter. Where is she? Go get her. Like I promise y'all on everything. I know we did that one time to Sarge. But
Tracy, you can, if you zoom in, if you're on your phone or something, you can. Her chat is displayed on the side of the screen. This is all her chat right here. This is the chat on her screen.
I promise y'all, she is in her room. Now, you said you're still here? Are you still the same? Are you still the same person?
No.
I have no idea. It's not baby Clue, on God.
She's coming.
She's coming, see? I'm going to make them talk at the same time.
I don't know.
Can you? All right, on 3.
He switches voices here to Donald Duck.
I want you both to speak. Stay out the camera, but 1, 2, 3.
What am I saying?
Hello.
Okay, that's it.
What do they sound like?
Almost like Daffy Duck, but they thought it was you.
Someone said I sounded like Daffy Duck. Y'all going straight to hell. Down.
That sounds just like Daffy Duck.
It is Revival. It is.
Are y'all, what? Oh, you're saying I sound like Daffy?
No, the caller, go. You're good. Can you do that again? Hello?
I'm actually glad though. Like, I know it's torturous, but I think it's only like, this is the baseline that people don't realize. The stuff that has been going on, that is odd. It is odd. And if we're going to look at a Seth interview, I think it's only fair that we look at one when Chris called it. Truthfully, because for me, how is any of this helping find Sebastian?
Oh my God. Do y'all hear that? Like, I promise y'all, it ain't Dago. I swear on everything I am. I could.
Again, May 3rd is the date of this. The next one we're going to be listening to is June 28th. So
Show you my Discord. He ain't even online. How are you doing that? I can't understand.
Taylor, and I think a lot of people think that, but I'm really open for people's opinions on this one because a lot of people see it the exact same way. A lot of people find this to be very disrespectful, and they're entitled to those opinions. At the end of the day, I find it very odd. There's a missing child.
Can you?
Somebody said he's in North Carolina. Bad signal.
That was really wrong for whoever said that. That was wrong.
This is right in the time frame of Tony starting to publicly represent Seth.
North Carolina has good signal, okay?
Is it what they're saying? Is it Willie?
Oh, Willie. It might be Willie. Are you Willie?
Nope, they call me Kermit the Frog. I
Okay.
like to report the news.
Say that again?
I like to report the news. I have a girlfriend named Piggy.
Okay. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Do your hands always smell like bacon? I'm just curious. One more time?
I didn't catch
I
that.
didn't either.
My fingers could smell like bacon, but that wouldn't be very good.
And that right there was
Although bacon is really good to eat.
that I will say was extremely inappropriate.
Well, I would hope if your girlfriend.
Now, if the circumstances weren't here and this was just a call-in show, random person, you know, not his name tagged in it, not the stepdad, different. But I'll back that up for you to hear. Referencing Miss Piggy as Kermit the Frog.
One more time.
I didn't catch
I
that.
didn't either.
My fingers could smell like bacon, but that wouldn't be very good.
My fingers could smell like bacon, but that wouldn't be very good.
Although bacon is really good to eat.
Well, I would hope if your girlfriend is Miss Piggy, then bacon would be good to eat.
Oh, she's a bad cook, but it still tastes good.
Sergeant, it's not Sarge. Maybe.
Sarge couldn't fake a southern accent, though, I don't think. No, hell, he ain't online either.
No. Did we even ask his name? What's your name? Well, Kermit. Is this Kermit now or?
They call me Cookie Monster.
Fucking Cookie Monster.
We go Cookie.
I love cookies, honey. Me and you, we could get down. I love some damn cookies.
Cookie's so good. Yum, 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 yum.
I don't even know what's happening right now. It's late night. I wish I was drunk because I'd be tripping.
This is why I say, and I have such a hard time with people that cannot understand that both sides are not far removed. Both sides are not far removed. I'll continue to say that until I'm blue in the face.
They think it's great.
Well, that wouldn't necessarily be a good thing.
Cute.
You're welcome.
That's cute.
You're so welcome.
We got all the characters. That was pretty good.
Oh, I got a lot more. Trust me.
You guys, please don't fight in the chat. Everybody's going to have their varying opinions on this stuff, and it's okay. Like, people can have their opinions. My opinion is it's all odd. It's odd.
I actually believe that.
But you notice creators are willing to host these type of things and not shut them down and encourage. It brings content. It brings views. It's a content farm.
You kind of got me with the, like, do you put mustard on potatoes? What?
Yeah, you don't put mustard on them biscuits. Mustard on them french fried tater. Yum, yum, yum.
You're a nut. Luke, I'm your father. They said truth.
Sorry, my name ain't Truth, but nice try.
And just so everybody is aware, the follow-up to this one is the panel with Seth. We're doing them side to side, so you guys can have your opinions on both, because these two were very, very controversial. And again, the reason I'm doing this is because I think it's a fair comparison, and it's the baseline of some of the problematic shit throughout the public perception of this case.
He sounds like a kid now. I wish I was.
I promise you, I am not a child. I may act like one, but I'm not a child.
No. Oh, here. You speak, fiance.
What? Why do you want me to speak? This is your show.
No, but you take the wheel.
Jesus took the wheel for the real deal, okay?
That's true. I know he's taken it from me a few times. You gonna talk or you gonna sit there and read chat?
They're all like, "Hi, Chris."
Took them long enough to figure it out.
I think a few of them had it pretty quick.
Yeah, they did. A few of them were like, "That's Chris."
Oh, I know why you put it over
Everybody
here. 'Cause
run and tell everybody the big bad monster's got a sense of humor. Look out.
And look, he might be talking to a man. His fiance would talk to him.
Yeah, it took me a second to figure out what the fuck you were throwing the mic at me for, but now I get it. Yeah.
Oh man.
What do you think of that interview?
Yeah. What was your thoughts on?
It's an interview. I mean,
Yeah.
Not nerve shattering.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell people that we're going to discuss things that we're not supposed to discuss. I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Seth how about using Mr. Mattress as a spokesperson probably is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
I mean, I don't necessarily agree with being on YouTube's. I mean, if you're going to use a spokesperson, I would definitely push.
For full transparency purposes, this is the same night that Tony Mathis and Seth Rogers made their debut as Tony as the spokesperson for Seth Rogers on the Pascal show. The exact same night. So this was after Pascal's show with Tony and Seth. The exact night. Just so everybody is very clear on what is happening.
YouTube wouldn't have been my first place, for sure. But I guess small steps is better than no steps. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, at least there wasn't no shit slinging tonight. I'm thankful for that. So
I got a question.
Well,
sorry.
I here's what I will say. Despite how everybody out there has their own opinions,
he's going to explain.
Despite how everybody has their own feelings, at the end of the day, when you go in and you look at the situation for truly what it is, you strip away all the crap, go back to meat and potatoes of what it just is. It's three parents that are seriously hurting because they don't have their son.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
One thing I have to give him credit for is he mentions three parents who are hurting.
And everybody's going to react differently, and everybody's going to lash out in their own ways. And some have a little bit more control than others. And that's on all three of us.
Kim, that's very valid. And I think seeing them side by side will be eye-opening for some.
Because I will tell you right now, I'm beyond frustrated that we have a situation we actually have no leads on. Absolutely nothing. Nothing credible anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife is hurting. You know, everybody wants to know why she doesn't want to go and talk. Well, it's simple. You know, everybody just bashes, and bashes. You know, everybody has a narrative, and they need a villain to fill in that narrative.
He's right.
Yeah.
And it's terrible. It truly is. It's a terrible thing that it is where it has, and you know, it's her.
Absolutely, Chasing. That's exactly the point. Yep. This is why hearing the full thing, and this is why I feel it's odd. I don't have much more to say than that. Like, ultimately, does this help find Sebastian? No. But at the same time, I don't know what I would do in those shoes either. Under like things at that time were getting so chaotic with all of the personalities from YouTube. Like, oh, there's just so many things that you can take away from this.
Or it's me. In some cases, it may be Seth. And it really shouldn't be. I think all these YouTube videos out here should change course a little bit. I mean, yes, you're going to have your people out there that are going to say the things that they want to say.
And once again, in typical Chris form, he asks for, changing the videos. Like, this is something you've heard him say over and over again. 3 parents are hurting. Like, the same things that he repeats. This actually turns into, I mean, it's a 6-hour live stream and we're only at 3.5 hours. And he stays on for a long time. We're not going to watch all of it, but I think it's super important to hear the different, how this rolled. Now, a lot of people only played the trolling part because that's what worked for them.
Accuse people what they want to accuse them of, because in the end, everybody has the same question. How and why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's only one person holding that answer, and that's who we're all looking for. You know, and everybody wants to see that, well, it can't be this because of this, and it can't be that because this doesn't make sense. You know, and in all truth, a lot of it doesn't make sense. It truly doesn't.
No, I
But
mean, yeah.
Every situation is different. Not one single case is ever the same. Truly not. I mean, look at the Riley Strand case.
Yeah.
It started out the exact same way. The only difference is they actually had video footage of Riley Strand walking in downtown, and then he vanishes off the camera.
Yeah.
But then they lose everything.
This actually turns into one of my favorite Chris moments of him just being, he talks about Sebastian as this goes on. And there's some things, if you haven't watched this, I highly encourage you to go watch. If you have a few hours to spare, there's some pretty interesting moments that are just very candid.
No siding up.
And maybe this was his way of trying to be relatable. I don't know. I think in these situations, I don't know. It just is a good show or a good tell that the internet can really impact people and perceptions can be really skewed.
I mean, nobody knew anything, and it took some folks. I'm not sure. Let me put it this way. I'm not sure who found what. From what I understand, they found a bank card on an embankment.
Happy birthday, Venus. I hope you had a wonderful day.
Yeah.
Which, that's something. It led them to the river, which in return, they found Riley. So they got closure. It sucks how they got it, but they got closure.
Yeah.
You know, and that family, and I'm sure, has gone through not quite the same, but I'm sure there was stuff slung. It just, his case was able to end a lot faster.
That is where Jay's soundbite came from. People didn't realize that either. That soundbite that Jay for Justice uses all the time, that is where that came from.
Than where we are with Sebastian's case.
Yeah.
Well, and I would say there's, something to be said about the search actually produced things, right? Like the footage.
Rainbow, I do not recall. Honestly, I don't think she was with him beside him. I don't think she was there, but I can't be positive. This is why I led you guys into this blind, because I want people to have genuine opinions about this and state their true feelings about both of these, because the next one is going to be very heavy, and most of us have seen that. But again, even playing field.
Which came out, that was something that kept it current without a bunch of drama. It was he was found relatively quickly in the scheme of things. And so, I don't know. It's
well, if you break down this whole situation, and like I said, I'm not here to bash or knock anyone. I'm not. Yes, I'm frustrated and pissed off at some points to where, you get to a breaking point and you keep poking and you keep poking, and finally you're going to catch it.
Chasing, but honestly, your reaction was so important for me to see, because this is okay. Now take that back, go back to this. And if you're only being fed because what has happened here, and I can go pull streams if she's still got some of them up. I know I have some of them downloaded, but people have taken that first part and just shown the altered voice. Didn't play the rest of this, didn't play when he started being himself, when he started opening up any of that. They use that part of him just changing his voice to paint narratives. The same that's being done on Seth. And exactly, that is, if I would have ended it there, Chasing, if I would have cut that right there and left you in those emotions, that's what people have been doing. You can take anything out of this. If you clip it, context, remove, do any of that stuff, you can see, and he's exactly right. They need a villain, and that is what they're willing to do. And the rest of this, honestly, is, like I said, it's one of the more candid moments of Chris that I actually sat back and was like, okay, all right.
And it sucks that people have to poke. And I get it. They need the clicks. They need the information. They all have this I want to know, not a I need to know. But trust me, there ain't nobody's need or want bigger than, and I'm going to say this, ain't nobody's need or want bigger than Katie, Seth, myself. Ain't nobody.
Yeah. I'm
And
I don't think
I'm telling
anybody
y'all
could
right
argue
now,
that.
if it came down to only two people had to know, it'd have to be Seth and Katie.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Again, Lisa, I would have been frustrated and pissed off too. By this time, Sweetie Pilo had accused Chris of SAing people. And that source of that was Seth. You had all sorts of shit being spun out of control about Sebastian because of people oversharing. It was so frustrating. I can't even imagine. I would have been pissed off. I would have been in jail, I'm telling you, by this point. Pointer lover, and I don't know, honestly, like, I don't know how I would react. Would I care what people think? I don't know. I don't know, especially with some of the allegations that were made. These are life-altering allegations that were being slung. These aren't just like, oh, we're going to make easy of this. Like, there was some hefty allegations being slung.
Yeah.
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 Hefty.
No, I mean,
my job is to protect my wife, and
There
I'm
you
going
go.
to do that.
My job is to protect my
well,
life.
and I mean, I for one think you have. I mean,
100%.
God knows hell has come at y'all, and
Tebow, and we've been watching that full on. We watched the very next day after Duchess's first interview, where they weren't even going to come on, that people were accusing him of taking a pew-pew after news media to scare them off. People were coming at them sideways because of discussion groups and Facebook groups that were being formed. By March 3rd into the 4th, on the 4th of March, Smiley called the police department and was trying to find out if they had suspects because she was pissed because Duchess got the interview with Chris and Katie versus her. And a lot of the narratives started kicking right then and there. The whole thing switched.
not only hell that,
and that's just one of many switches with characters inserting themselves, internet personalities that have inserted themselves. When you go back and actually look at the timeline of events, there were so many switches because of a character from YouTube or social media and rumors being concocted in discussion groups about these families. Then we watched JLR on the 8th brag, or the 10th. What was it? The 10th? Brag about his little Facebook group that he had switched the name on and started for the mysterious disappearance, as he's sitting there saying Chris and Katie are toast. That was March 10th.
not only the hell that you're already going through, but hell from social media. And yeah, I'm hopeful that this change of things will make it stop or bring it to a close. Hopefully.
I would hope.
Hopefully he's found, and then it'll all come to a close anyway. In all honesty.
Well, and I've told this to a couple people. When Sebastian's found, people are going to have to learn how to eat some humble pie. There's not one soul on this earth that has never tasted it, because you're not always right.
Yeah.
But you're not always wrong either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's true. That is true.
I mean, there's a side to this whole situation. A lot of people
It did.
don't stop to think about for just for 1 minute. You know, let's look at the compassion side of the house for a minute. Because
Yeah,
Lord knows that picture's not even, that thing's bone dry. But the hatred.
Nana's Love, you came into probably one of my more controversial lives because we're doing a black team. We are the black team over here that have no desire for either red team or green team. But these are two highly controversial interviews that both teams, aka content creators, have used for content farming and made something major into them. So we're doing a comparison. This is May 3rd when Chris called into, for anybody coming in, this is when Chris called into Clueminati, and then I will be switching here in just a moment, and we will be going to when Seth took panel at BJ's. I hope you guys can understand why I chose these two together.
The negativity. Boy, those cups floweth over like nobody's business.
You ain't lying. Yeah, you ain't lying about that. You are not lying about that.
No, and no, people have to understand a few things before they want to start throwing some shade. I'm not an emotional person. I'm just not. My wife is the emotional one.
Hey, X.
I'm the more logical thinker as far as step for step for step. Got to see what we can do. Now, I just said that, and I'm pretty sure tomorrow, mark my words, somebody's going to take this and twist it.
Oh yeah, hell, they're already recording and thinking of what the fuck they're going to say.
Why is he joking
And
around?
that's fine. But here's what they don't know.
He knew too. He saw what was happening way before a lot of people did.
All three parents were vetted. All three parents were cleared. Now, law enforcement's not going to come out and say that because they can't for protocol reasons. You know?
Yeah.
It's
Well, and I have
yes,
asked.
there was a reason to show that we, as in any one of the parents, had any form of negligence, any foul play. Don't you think after 60-something days, somebody would be in a pair of handcuffs?
I mean, you would hope so.
Yeah, you would. You know, I mean, it's as much of a force as there was out there, and as much as a force as there was out there even a second time.
Kim, that was said over and over again that he was doing the Sling Blade voice to mock Sebastian. And that is one of the takeaways that I cannot follow. That is something that I never, ever, it was just odd. If I'm being honest, again, I don't really have any feelings one way or the other. It was just odd. But then again, how do you act when your child is missing and the internet is running you through the rumor mill? Like, how are you supposed to act? Nothing you say or do is going to ever turn out in an okay fashion.
You would damn sure think so, for sure. So,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we were told, and I mean, the assets that they put into the search for Sebastian was probably one of the largest assets that had been applied to Sumner County in general. I mean, they had fixed wing, they had helicopters, we had drones, horsebacks, ATVs, side-by-sides. We had people on foot. I mean,
what I should have done to you guys, which I couldn't have done to you guys. What I could have done though is just played that voice changer part like so many other creators did. Just take that part and play it over and over again and not let this part play at all. And you would have felt completely different than you do now. Hearing how he is talking now, how realistic he is being, talking about, again, I didn't take this as mimicking or mocking Sebastian one way, shape, or form. This has been used to say he's been disrespectful. Him calling in was disrespectful to Sebastian. Now, I don't think he was mimicking or using the Sling Blade voice to have any, I just think that's one of the voices he can do. It would have been interesting if I would have just clipped that portion out, though, and left it there. You guys would have been on the edge of your seats, pissed off.
Yeah, I mean, the way that one property owner we talked to one day was talking, I mean, there was some 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 shit I had never even heard of, talking about being able to what was it he said they could see glasses from
Oh yeah,
8,000 feet in the
glasses,
damn
the
air.
brand of glasses from 800 feet in the air or something.
And this is why I find it so important, because there's so many new people that are being brought in by these over 500,000 sub channels and being fed narratives about how horrific these people are. I went back and found one of the very first lives Nick was in over at BJ's. And Nick in September, and I have it recorded and I have the comments. And Nick was saying that Chris was wanting to slap Smiley. He was wanting to slap the audience. Like, they were making him out to be such an abuser. It's wild. We can even watch some of those later on if you guys want.
8,000. That's what he was saying that day. Yeah. Said they were out there with night vision goggles and shit going through the woods at night. I mean, and that's, I think we heard that from a couple of different neighbors. So, or people in the area or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's God, it's so aggravating. It truly is aggravating.
Lisa, I wish all of these people on the teams, because none of them have been team Chris, Katie, or Seth. They've all exploited, in my opinion, the parents. And unfortunately, the parents have been desperate for support, I think, or getting the word out there. So I don't know. All things are true.
Folks,
We're just going to listen to about 5 more minutes of this, and then we're going to switch gears.
I don't understand. I mean, there might be a few people in this world, don't get me wrong, that have had missing children and have been found. And then there are some that had missing children but got closure.
Yeah.
And there are some families that don't have closure.
Right.
But
Rainbow,
people
it's
don't stop
crazy.
to think that how all of this, in the long run, affects not just the parents, but everyone.
Yeah.
Law enforcement, parents, family, distant family, the community in itself. I mean, because God knows our community is up and it's like a split down the middle. People are against us, people are for us. I got somebody out there apparently who is trying to act like me, sound like me, answer questions like I would.
This is 100% factual too. This is when people were getting text messages, setting up interviews with Kathy P. And supposedly Duchess and I were supposed to be there for this conversation with Chris. And it wasn't Chris. Yep, this was happening too.
And you got cousins.
It's really amazing.
And you got cousins calling in.
Love cousins. Love cousins, I heard it. It's comical. Don't get me wrong. It's very comical. 15 years old, apparently. What did he say? Eating frogs or some stuff and pooping on a mouse or something?
Yeah. What was
Good
it?
Lord.
Tearing apart frogs and
Yeah.
This is what they're referencing here. For anybody that doesn't know, this was a call-in show at T-Revs where supposedly the cousin of Chris Proudfoot called in and said that he had shit on a mouse that was on a stick. Like crazy shit that was just being made up. That's why these call-in shows are problematic as fuck. Anybody can be anything.
I had like a whole slew of questions. Like I was like, how do you choose the stick? How do you choose the mouse? Any color, breed? Like what? Like what is that? And I agree, it was comical, but it's like, okay.
Convict to counselor, thank you for being a member.
I don't know. Stupidness.
Thank you, Cindy. Cindy said, thank you for your service, Chris and Katie, from many of us in chat. She gets it.
No. Thank you for your support. You're very welcome. And I speak on behalf of both of us when I say that.
I'm just going to verify.
And for anybody that doesn't know the story, Chris served in the United States Navy for 16 years. Katie, I think, served for 4. They are veterans of our United States military.
reiterate, not because Katie doesn't speak, okay? Just because that's what your man does, in my opinion.
Don't get me wrong, and I know everybody has a hard time understanding this, but if Katie wants to talk, Katie can talk. But everything that Katie has ever said, everybody has twisted, turned it, manipulated it, and used it for their own personal narrative or their benefits.
Mm,
Now, mind you,
he's
the
spot on.
son's missing. And not a soul out there that wants to bash her, twist it, and do whatever they want to do. Not one person has stopped us consider being in her shoes.
Mm.
Because what? Let's go back and, let's play this, what do they call it, statistics game?
Yeah.
Mothers who are missing children, they see that mothers did it, or a step parent's done it, or a father's done it. And that's not always the case.
Yeah.
But you can't control them. You can't control the narratives. You can't control what people think, feel.
No.
I wouldn't want to, because it'd be a very boring world if you did.
I don't know how I'd act. I would be in jail. I would be straight up in jail. I remember Nana's Love's in here. So speaking of what happened in Georgia, I remember when Molly Golightly and Spanky, which is Justin of Justice for All, were prepping and preparing their trip to Georgia. And she was talking about how she was going to provoke to get one of them to physically accost her so she could get them in jail. I probably still have live streams with that in there. Like they had a purpose. They absolutely had intent and motivation, and it's all for content, clicks and views, to kick families at their worst freaking moments. They relish in it. And sadly, the subs salivate over it.
No, you can't control what people think and how people feel, but I do think setting a precedent for how shit should go in future situations, it would be nice to see that happen.
This is why laws have to change. And not only at the same time were they harassing Nana's Love and family, but they were also announcing that a U.S. Marine veteran had passed away, which was not factual. Completely a concocted story that they used fake sources such as SNBC 13 the very next day in a $2 super chat to confirm that he had passed away when that wasn't factual.
And I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's disheartening. It really is to me. It really is.
Well, the downside, I think a lot of folks were upset, very upset that, on day one, we weren't running to the media. That we weren't screaming from the hills and the heavens of the earth saying this and that and yada, 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 because honestly, when you're in the situation, and trust me, anybody that has been in this situation, law enforcement is all over you. I mean, they're all over you. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to watch every little single step you take, every little thing that you do, but a few things that some folks don't understand, and I understand it is an emotional thing for a woman, where men are more logical. Women are, their child's missing. They want to be able to find that child, run to that child, reach out and grab that child, hold that child tight.
Lisa, it's going to take us elevating the voices of the victims and their families that this has been done to get laws to change. But unfortunately, right now, in the society that we're living in, we are seeing, I played a clip the other night of Jessica Kent, who has almost 1 million subs on YouTube, saying that the professionals are basically guiding her into true crime because that's where the money is. She doesn't have passion for it. And you can have any feelings you want to. But the scary part about that is professionals, marketing people, their little advisors for social media, they are telling people that's where the money is true crime. It doesn't take any skill, anything. And people are seen as experts, and they come in and they add on to these and they do these things. And it's just so far out of hand. And we're up against a huge battle.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Especially when you're missing them.
Yeah.
Especially at the end of the night when we don't get to go into his room and tell him good night, or he doesn't give us a hug, or we get to roughhouse. He doesn't get to play with the pups.
Breaking chains, it's like rage baiting the families to act out so they have further content for clicks and views. And if you watch at night media, that's exactly what they're doing. They're rage baiting people. They're using people's emotional status because people get pulled in for their own grief processes or things that they can relate to in these, and they rage bait them into an emotional, and it's all about public perception.
You know, kids at school missing.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Yep. Absolutely, Chase.
I mean, we don't go out because we listen to what law enforcement tells us to do.
Beachy King, 100%.
Right.
Well, and I
If
mean,
law enforcement says we need to be available, then by golly, we're going to be available for whatever they need.
yeah. Well,
And
and
Seth, I'm not speaking negative on Seth. I need everybody to understand this. Yeah, he's said some things that him and I and Katie will handle later and down the road. It doesn't have to be he said, she said, let's point fingers, poke each other's eyes out, and then play this game. It doesn't have to be that way. It never should have been that way. I mean, he's grieving. He's dealing with his grief in his own way.
no, that's fair. I mean,
I think that's a great transition point right there. He's grieving. He's grieving in his own way. And that's been the excuse for the upcoming panel, is this is part of their grief. I know there's going to be some strong opinions in the chat. You're allowed to have your opinions. Please do not make any bold accusations that we don't have proof of. Y'all know I have opinions too. If you want to watch the rest of that, I highly encourage you to. There's some very candid moments from Chris throughout the rest of that. Some very real talk in there. But I think, once again, I just think it's a great comparison. Okay, deep breaths for the next one that we're about to go to. Deep breaths. Everybody, deep breaths. So this, again, has been highly edited. This was from June 28th, 2024. This was my screen recording that I uploaded. It is sped up, but the pieces that were problematic are still in this. And the reason for this is just because people like the Lore Lodge have now inserted themselves into this. Once again, he did like a 3-part series months back. He was told that he was incorrect about a lot of his baseline. He said he did his research extensively. When he was asked specifically about this, he said he didn't know that this happened. And I think I'm one of the only ones with the full copy of it. I have sent it around. If you want the link to this, I will share it with you. It is on unlisted though. So here we go.
I'm sorry that I thought, you know, you was above dragging somebody. You know, I didn't. Don't worry. Scared to death somebody's gonna think you're my friend. No. It ain't nothing about being besties, Jones. And
I am going to play this for context purposes because just like I did in that one, except it's 6 hours.
But
I will bump forward in a minute, but they come on because the reason why they came on was to semi-console BJ.
Sitting over there talking shit on me and laughing with your friends? For what? What did I do to you? What can you genuinely say I did to you? Even down to me doing that stream about nonsense was me defending myself.
Sure. Blatant accusations and lies. I can give you that, Lisa. I can give you that 100%.
I'm just so, oh God.
And you're going to get my drop downs as we go.
This place ain't nothing but a bunch of fucking mean girls.
Elizabeth, I did not, because first and foremost, I just have to say that, again, I do not care for her, but I don't like anybody having loss in their family. So when I turned it on, she was talking about losing her uncle and another loved. Well, I didn't know about the second loved one, but that was enough. And that's not something I recorded. So no. And I'm sorry for your loss, BJ.
I know. I saw it, Samantha. I saw it.
You cannot like people and still be decent.
Laughing about it all. I saw it. I'm just.
I don't know what cool drop downs you guys get in this, if you get some text messages or not. Oh, Amazon. Okay, let's fast forward. You can hear how this opens up. So she was having a rough time. And then Seth enters the chat. So I'm going to fast forward it so you can see where.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
Seth comes into the chat. And she is going on and on. So let me get to the part where they start coming up on panel. I picked the best.
Literally, all I really want to do is just come on here and left to talk about these cases like I'll tried to do for I don't know how long. That's all. Just let me talk about my true crime cases. You don't have to agree with my opinion, and I'm not talking to you, Johnson. This is for anybody. You don't have to agree with my opinion. That's okay. But I promise you, I'm not going to come over in your space and invade you and tell you if you're wrong or you're right. I promise.
This is where I really started to understand in this time frame that she doesn't understand the purpose for pushback or correcting the misinformation, the harm, and not just her. She's not the only one. Side to side, any of this stuff is problematic for the families. The speculation, the rumors, the building content off of misinformation is harmful to the families who can't shut this off. This is their real lives. For the last 10 months, this family in particular has lived this every single day. We can shut this off. They cannot.
I promise you that.
And that goes for Clue too. Trust and believe there's a mission to my madness, because coming on March 11th in our optics, you are going to see how she just hosted Chris on May 3rd, but you're going to see in March how she hosted or was hosted, did a call in to Pascal's. I think it's actually March 13th is when that happens. I'd have to look at my notes and they're not in front of me right at the second. But you're going to see how these staunch opinions and the rumors really, really started off problematic for both sides. Not just Brittany. It goes so much deeper than her.
So do you want to leave your camera on? Okay, let me make sure. All right, is that you, Seth? Please tell me that's you. I just saw the top of the ceiling.
Yeah, it's me.
Okay. Oh, my heart. All right, and I believe is that.
Yep.
Okay, is that you want to leave your camera on, Uncle Taco?
If I need to mute, let me know. I'm sitting outside, and oh my god, the crickets are loud tonight.
Oh, Uncle Taco, I don't know. I don't want to bring you on if you want to turn your camera off first. I don't want to do this to you.
No.
Johnson, I don't care. Hey, Johnson, I don't care if you review me. You can use anything of mine I got. I don't care if you review me. That ain't my problem at all. At all.
Look at my beautiful, wonderful fucked up house.
I love you.
Yours.
Oh my
I got
god.
shit from the fireplace on my roof.
Seth, I wish I could be like you, Seth. Just not care.
Well, I've been telling you, hold your head high and your middle finger higher. You've got to quit letting people get to you like that, sweetheart.
Oh god.
And I mean,
I
she
care.
did make a valid point. You really
I've been
need to
fucked
listen
over,
to it
stabbed in
first
the back,
before
you
you
know, little
take
leprechauns
everything.
running around stabbing you, you know.
Remember all the hot dogs in your hands and shit?
Hey, give me the hot dogs out of this, Michelle.
And this is when he's referencing T-Rev 757.
It just
Uncle
gets
Taco.
I was just listening to Clueminati. They were talking about my penis. I don't even understand why they were all talking about my junk.
so Uncle Taco, you have been the talk of the town, and let me tell you, I'm glad you come up because so apparently we can. You're very welcome. You're welcome anytime. Apparently, we I don't know, collabed or somehow I didn't even know. I don't know you. I just met you. Seth's been coming in my chat for a little bit, but now because I played the phone call with you and T-Rev last night, they're saying that it's no coincidence that today you went over on the vault and that this was all a big elaborate scheme. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah, but I'm a robot. I was listening to that on Clueminati and those chicks in that lesbian thing. Whatever. I'm sorry, that guy. I'm sorry, but
Again, trigger warning if you have not heard this and the full context, this gets really rank in my opinion. So, and if you're just coming in, I highly encourage you to go watch the first part of this. I'm comparing 2 interviews with Chris and Seth. You're entitled to have your opinions.
but they were all talking about. I don't understand why they're. I'm mystified for a second. I'm sorry. But yeah, all right, okay, let's continue.
There we go.
I can't. I don't know why
Where
they're
that
all
noise
so
was coming
intense.
from. I was
He
starting
said
to
I
think
look like a
was
Ron Jeremy, and I was like, why is he going there?
God, Jeremy.
It's our mustaches, Ken.
Yeah, man.
Oh, my
Hey, I
Lord.
take the compliment. I do honor that guy. He's just like
Hey,
an idol to me.
they give me shit about that when I'm at work. The inmates are always talking about my mustache.
That's scary having the inmates see that shit. Yeah.
So anybody that's wondering who the gentleman is in the lower corner with the long hair, that is who is referenced as Uncle Taco. He has been a friend of Seth's from way back. They played video games together. He inserted himself as a friend of Seth's that Sebastian would sometimes game with. That's how he kind of gained traction. Him and his wife are very prevalent in a lot of chats. I haven't seen him as much recently, but she's even been in my chat a couple times in comment sections and stuff. They are also the ones that went on CJ's and said that they had people in a black trucks come to their house, like postal stuff. And they did, for the frivolous filing in Pennsylvania, they did affidavits or declarations of sorts that were completely wild as is. But that's who Uncle Taco is. And just a quick summary, there's a lot more to it.
Justin, if you want to come up, you can.
No,
It's so
mustache rides, okay?
Hey, man. As long as we get recognized, that's all we need.
Trying to be like me with your long hair.
Yeah, I ain't got no. I
Oh
ain't
my
got no
God,
underbrush no more.
Josh, you can come up if you want.
I'm gonna spike it out for Christmas though. I don't know. Might do dreadlocks.
I don't think there's enough
Nana's Love, you were afraid of my channel?
fucking shit to keep my hair up, dude.
I get that a lot. A lot of people are a little hesitant because I'm very brash.
I go to work. I use like a half a bottle of freaking bedhead, and then I don't wash my hair for like a week.
You're so nasty.
You
So
guys,
I
I
we-
could.
Just joking. Just playing.
So I got a question. All right,
Nana's Love, just so you know, I push back on the misinformation and the harm that's being done to the families in these cases. I correct misinformation. I'm an asshole. And of course, I have bias in some of these spots too. I wasn't heavily involved in the Georgia piece of it or following what was happening to your family, unfortunately, because the Marine veteran that was being exploited at the same time was the story that I came onto YouTube following. So I don't know your story as well, but my overall goal is, alongside some other amazing people, to affect change some way, somehow, for families, because right now families are being exploited, tragedies one after another, and the families are being exploited. But I have a very big mouth on me, and I say things very bluntly, and I get under people's skin a lot. So there's that.
I'm sorry. I'm about to get serious on you for a
Stop
minute.
apologizing, Brick. Let's
No, don't apologize.
No apologies. Okay. So I really do want to ask this though. You said you played, because I'm so tired of people saying that you didn't see Sebastian for a long time before he went missing, Seth. But I heard Uncle Taco say that, didn't you say that you played the video game? You played with Sebastian like a week before he went missing?
No, he was with me the weekend beforehand.
Thank you for saying. Okay.
Yeah, that he would correct the timeline. I just remember that everything flowed that way, and I found out Sebastian was missing. So
Oh,
the weekend,
okay.
the weekend and a half with Sebastian was with Seth is when I was able to play with Seth and play with Sebastian.
So Sebastian was with his dad the weekend before, which is what you've been telling me all along. You said that that you had him from the 16th to the 18th. That lines up with what you said. So
Yeah,
I-
some rumor started
I'm 2 months late.
that I didn't. Somewhere the rumor started that I hadn't seen him for like 6 weeks or something.
Yep.
You know, you just. I hate to say this, Brittany, but you can't let other fucking people control control you.
You're right.
Amen.
All right. I mean, I was literally telling that to Sebastian all the time. He'd get
Oh.
angry, and it's like, son, why are you angry? Well, they did. I was like, but your choice is to choose if you're going to be angry. You choose your response.
Exactly.
You
And
can't do
every
that.
minute that you spend mad or upset is 60 seconds of your life you don't get back, that you don't get to have happiness in.
You know,
Right.
time is the only thing that we have, and once it's gone, it's gone.
You're right about that.
You know, every day I deal with this right now.
Yeah.
Because every day is another day I'm not with my son, and I don't know where he's at. And it just makes me,
Well, Seth, you're in your 40s too, right?
hey,
I'm just I'm older than you, so
I stopped counting at 26. If
hey,
you
I'm
want to count
21 with
past
25
26,
years of experience, sweetheart. So
I'm just saying, I stopped at 26.
I get experience points now. It's like leveling up in a video game instead of counting
No,
again.
because I don't have fancy armor.
I do. It's a big ass skin. You know why? Because we hit our 40s, and all those fucks that we used to carry around that weighed us down, once they
I
fell
know
off,
those
we
are days.
pick them back. You know what I mean? We just leave them down there now. The older you get, the less fucks you have to
You know,
give.
something that most people don't realize is that the average lifespan is 70 years. So at 35 is when you've actually hit midlife. So at 40, you're already over midlife. And our government's got us really fucked up thinking that we can work until 65 and then have 5 years of retirement and die.
This live for anybody coming in, because I see the numbers are going up. This live is very triggering if you have not seen it.
Yeah. No. Mm-mm.
No, I'm not gonna
That's
be able to
such
do
BS.
that. I'm gonna have like 6 retirements.
So are you nervous about your surgery, Seth? I think
No,
it's gonna be
I'll be
fine.
nervous if I don't wake up.
Oh, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna do
Oh.
great. You gotta try to pull back on smoking. I know you're not supposed to smoke before the surgery. I'm gonna lecture you.
Nana's love, we absolutely need families like you and others to be the face of change, because it's going to take your stories, what is done to the victims over and over again of these horrendous tragedies, to make change.
Am I on somebody's chat? Because I'm about to get off.
You're on somebody's what?
Sit here and do what I need to do.
No, I honestly think that it's gonna be I think it's good because didn't you say that you've been having this issue since like Sebastian was a little baby with your shoulder?
See, the thing is that no, I don't know where
I
that
just
rumor
heard
came from
that.
either.
Come on.
Between my C5 and my C6, I blew out the whole disc.
Oh my God, my
So
goodness.
it's sitting on the nerve, and as the neurosurgeon stated, he was like, "You're an awful strong person." And I'm like, "I think you're supposed to buy me a drink first." But
Chasing, this is why I'm choosing to play it in full context, because a lot of people have only seen highly edited clips again, and I want people to be able to understand the full context of it. Again, I have really heavy thoughts and opinions about this because the heavy laughter in the back, the heavy, there's a lot to this. And playing these side by side, I think, gives people kind of an understanding.
I blew out the whole disc, and it's just sitting on the nerve, which runs down my right arm.
Oh my goodness, that's scary.
So
Is when you go in for surgery, that anesthesiologist will serve you up a really nice cocktail, and you are not going to care about anything.
Yeah, you're gonna be feeling good and then to sleep.
Yeah,
There
Make sure
you,
you're fast.
that's what you need, Seth. And I'm actually really happy to hear that you're getting it because this is going to help you immensely with all this stuff. Stress is probably obviously a horrible factor in all of this too. But I think we're all going to keep him in our prayers for sure.
Definitely.
my grandson, he has spina bifida, and it was
Jones and agree.
on his L5. So basically, when he was born, his spinal cord was on the outside. So it's
Right.
And unfortunately, with the huge channels that are coming in now, 10 months later, and really amping up audiences, we have a whole shift. And I don't think people understand that. Going back to the beginning of the timeline is so important to me because people that are just coming into the story are being fed so much misinformation in the baseline of what they even are developing opinions off of. We are going to start impacting jury pools. Public perception is a real thing, and it is becoming scary at the rate it's happening. And not just this case specifically, it's just right in front of our faces. It's so much for all of these families. I mean, it's so much going back to Amethyst's story and what the media did to her, what the media did to Chapped. It's crazy.
10 hours old, they had to do surgery, put it back in. He's 6 years old and he can kind of walk with crutches and assistance, but he's never going to be able to like run or do that kind of thing that we do. He don't feel his feet at all. He was 6 months old and almost bit off his toe because he didn't feel it. And
well, we can always pray for a miracle.
oh, absolutely. But this child gives my life so much perspective because he's already been through 10 surgeries. He's 6 years old and had 10, 11 surgeries now. And
shit, I'm in my 40s. He's had more than me.
Exactly. He, like, every time you see him, he has the biggest smile. Like, he is always happy. He's never jealous that the other kids are running and playing, and he isn't. He's out there in his wheelchair just, enjoying what he can. He's always got that smile, though, no matter what life throws at him. At one point, they had to cut his Achilles tendons, and they had both legs and they had pins sticking out of his toes to keep him straight. And I go in the day after surgery when I finally got to go in to see him, and he goes, "See my boots?" He just decided he was wearing boots that went clear to his hips, where the rest of us would be mad. We would hate the world in that moment. And for him, it was just...
You got to remember, Tattooed Mama, it's different if you have something and it's taken away from you.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly right. But for him to go through all of this at such a young age and still be able to give me that smile, and I gripe about things that 90% of my problems I've self-inflicted, he gives me that perspective to be like, you know what, if Maddox can smile through the shit he goes through, then I can smile through this. So him coming along really did change the way I viewed the world and what I would allow to steal my sunshine,
Yep. Seth, can I ask? Do you mind if I ask a question? And if you don't want to talk about it, you can tell me to fuck off. And like,
wait a minute now. That's my key phrase.
Okay. I've always wanted to ask this. When you went over to Katie and Chris's the morning that Sebastian went missing, was Sebastian's bed made?
Everybody had already been in there.
Okay.
I got there a little after 8:30 because it takes like an hour to get from where I work to their house, and law enforcement had already been in. Did everything there that they did here to his room.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Okay.
I'm not going to get caught up in the weeds here, but some of the things that have recently been said have been switched up a little bit here and there. Again, law enforcement deployed all the resources, incredible response to try and find Sebastian.
Okay. Yeah,
I don't understand how law enforcement could do that sort of stuff and yet not do forensics.
Yeah, I'm a little blown away by that myself. Because I remember distinctively you saying that they destroyed his bedroom at your house.
They did, and like I'm still have feelings about that.
Right.
I let you into my house, and then you turn around and thoroughly destroy his room, picking up the mattress, taking pictures underneath his bed. Oh look, I mean, come on, give me a break. There's just a flashlight. What are you looking? My son's not hiding under the bed. I almost feel like they came into my house and they went into his room like I was hiding him in my room.
Right.
But then on an interview on the lab, he had stated he used to have a pew-pew. We don't know if it was a pretend, a play, any of that stuff. But, I mean, there might have been reasons why they were looking. They're trying to find anything.
First thing I did is I let them in the house, and I went right into his room, and I opened up his dresser drawer, and I was like, here's his wallet, here's his house key.
Yeah. What's going on, buddy? Hi, Josh.
Uh-oh. I got to leave.
Here comes trouble.
The trouble with trouble is it starts out as fun. I'm just saying.
Wow.
I was always called trouble, so,
What's up, Josh?
What's up, dude?
Life.
Yeah.
I feel like such an asshole because Seth actually came up to kind of pep talk me, and it's supposed to be the roles are reversed. Like, Brittany, he's over here trying to make you feel better.
He's paying it forward.
Right? So, yeah, I've always wondered that about Sebastian's room because, well, obviously, was he in his bed? There's so many questions, but that really kind of makes me angry that they ripped his room apart like that too, because like investigation, hello, I mean, that destroyed a lot of stuff potentially.
Well, they only
What? Oh, And if they wouldn't have touched things and they wouldn't have gone through and looked at okay, let me just leave it alone. I've heard this many times and I already know what's in here, but it still frustrates me.
Only thing I can say is at least they were taking pictures. So hopefully that means they took pictures there too.
Surely, right?
Hey,
I
Brett,
hope.
somebody is saying Mama Bear is blocked. There's a whole
Seth,
bunch.
what surgery are you having?
Okay.
They're doing cervical surgery on my C5, C6.
Oh, geez. Just they're just blown out. There's no cushion there anymore.
Nope. Unless you want to classify the nerve.
Nah, that's not cushion. It's really weird. It's actually like a jelly type cushioning that when it's gone.
Revival, that could have been part of it. She was frustrated about a few things, but I think Jones and got the blame for some shit that wasn't even. Who knows why she was really upset? Truthfully, anything.
And it goes bone to bone. It's just excruciating.
My brother-in-law had that surgery done, God, 20 some years ago.
Dang,
And he's doing great.
Wow.
But
It'll
they,
make you feel better though.
I don't know what all they did, but he has like the bone from a dead dude in there too. It's kind of creepy.
What?
Yeah. When they had to replace one of the vertebrae in his neck.
Oh, come the fuck on, Seth. You agreed with the way law enforcement. No, I never agreed with anything.
Oh my God, people. Mods, y'all take care of that. We're not gonna I hate people. Like seriously. YouTube will make you YouTube, it shows you the best of humanity and the worst.
The thing is that everybody has an opinion. The fact is that most of them smell like they haven't wiped their ass in 15 years.
Right?
I mean, Josh already knows how I am. It's better for me to stay in chat because it's more civil.
I tell everybody I'm only responsible for what I say, not for what you understand, because you're going to take it anyway.
Well, shit, they're not going to understand a lot then.
Well, they take it any way they want to. People like to twist words and make things sound worse than they are and make things out to be more than what it is.
I mean, you could say it's sunny outside, and the next thing you know, there's lightning and thunder, and it's been raining for 15 weeks.
I know.
Right? Exactly.
And that's my point, you know.
Think about this. It's Friday night, early Saturday morning. And
Not for you, it's just Friday night.
Well, where you are, it's early Saturday. But there are people out there that are creating profiles to go into chats to harass people because that's how much of a loser they are.
Exactly.
Well, what gets me is that I'm going to be in trouble because I was on here laughing. And somebody's going to sit there and go,
yeah,
oh, well, you know, Tony's going to yell at him. And it's like,
they said that about us when we did a show. They said, how dare they joke around, whatever.
Like, I'm not allowed to have.
Sir, he told a story about putting things in people's pizza on your channel. It little odd. Not just typical laughs there, Josh.
You know, a life.
A life.
Yeah, you are.
Stop.
I mean, you could go shop for a motorcycle if you want. That'll be all right.
Yeah. Nobody have a problem.
I have a brand new one in my garage.
I'm sure, man.
And I was driving a slingshot during the last vigil. Nice. And I was on a motorcycle and I was
eating wonton soup the whole way. No hands.
By the way, this is extremely uncomfortable the entire time with the fake laughter and the oh Jesus, take the wheel.
You don't want to know what I was staring with, okay, buddy?
I imagine it's your beard.
Hey, it's a goatee, it's not a beard. And it was my mustache handlebars, thank you.
Yeah. And I just want to say something like, if Seth did agree with police in the beginning, people have their right to change their mind. Maybe he doesn't like the trajectory of the way the investigation is gone. That's stupid. People change their mind. Right. And yeah, here we go. Seth didn't call in 2 different times to the same channel pretending to be somebody.
Exactly why I played that other live stream. You'll understand.
From
Somebody else.
Texas.
From Texas.
Hey, now let's leave
Wait.
Texas out of this because you know
I've
they
ever,
already got enough posers from Tennessee.
wait a minute. Fuck friend fucking Taz.
Fucker and fucker tie.
Doesn't he have like a little riff like that and he talks kind of strange?
Is that Uncle Chili Riano?
Hey. Keep it simple. It's just taco.
Got a little extra cheese on the
That's
top.
Brian Leandro.
Hey, that's not extra cheese. That's just too much fun.
That's really cheesy though.
19 dogs and
Cilantro.
it is.
Side.
With
Hey,
that,
Oh,
if
my
it's the
Lord.
color of cilantro, you got problems.
But yeah, where does it?
I can't imagine, honestly, Nana's Live. I really can't. I can't imagine the fear that people being kept under surveillance. I just can't. I can't imagine. And it's got to stop. It's got to change. Something has to change.
The name like Uncle? Did a nephew or a niece name you that?
Yeah, I need inquiring
No,
minds like to know.
it was during high school. It was at Camden County High School in Georgia.
Yeah.
I was being groomed to be part of the football team, but I was really overage.
Jones.
All the guys I hung around with called me all kind of weird names. I ended up buying a bunch of taco one day and throwing them out the back of my truck as we were heading home, and it ended up being taco instead of cheese.
Uncle
guys.
Taco.
Yeah, but where'd the uncle come from?
Huh? The Uncle Taco came from all the my kids' friends.
All the hot sauce he was spraying.
I'm
all the
so
hot sauce.
thank you for saying that and clarifying.
Why
Uncle
you gotta
Taco,
say
because
that? Your family secrets.
we
What's
need
that?
to
I'm
have.
sorry.
No, I'm glad that you clarified that because for the weirdos in the back, because
Yeah.
when you
There's
said
still
all
gonna
of
be
the kids,
weirdos in the back.
yeah,
All the kids know me as Uncle Taco. All the kids that are in my life know me as Uncle Taco.
right. Thank you.
Hey, look,
God,
here
not
we
all
go.
the kids in
We
the
got
world.
Tonka Girl 91. So it's okay for Seth to laugh, but not okay for CP and KP.
To go
No.
look at motorcycles and have a blasted biker rally.
Talk- Okay, I'm not going to do this with Seth on panel, but I'll explain that to you after the fact,
Wait.
Tonka Girl.
Wait, don't respond to those people, dude.
Hot sauce.
No, I'm not. You're right.
There's no reason to engage.
We're talking about taco.
No,
Are
I
you
like
able-
to make fun of trolls.
Too.
Well, I mean, right, fair enough. But I mean,
I literally have a Troll Patrol tattoo on my arm.
Uncle Troll Patrol.
The
Yeah.
trolls have been bad lately. Oh my God. You should.
Music City Mom, it's probably the best place to keep us is in the back because then we don't have the reach or the punch a bitch buttons. It's probably the best distance. It's probably like the 6 foot distancing, but actually more like 45 feet safe distance. So our arms don't stretch that far to punch a hoe.
I have never in my life seen them this bad. Maybe I
funny,
just
man.
didn't get them that bad
It's
before,
been
Josh.
like
But
this forever.
oh,
I've had my entire life.
Aries, thank you for asking. He's still having a hard time breathing. It's a slow recovery for sure. He's really struggling, but he's really frustrated and stressed out because he's not coming around very
Life
fast.
ripped apart on you. Doesn't matter.
okay. So does that mean that I've made it then? Finally,
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it means. Personally, I think it's a pathetic waste of time. But
Well,
I'm just saying that if people want to do that,
Here, I'll go over.
no,
to
I got to
private
be
chat.
more like y'all.
well, look, it's something that's you have to learn.
Yeah.
Usually, until you go through something, whether it's self-induced or not, some of it is and some of it isn't. But
Yeah.
I have just kind of like I don't mind like mixing it up with somebody, but I'm certainly not going to spend an hour or two talking about it. And I'm certainly not going to go out of my way to make a video about it. And I'm certainly not going to type their name into a database to see what they were arrested for in 1987.
Oh my God, right? Jesus. I've never cared about,
I
I don't
just
care about
don't
somebody's
You
care.
weren't
life
even
like that.
alive in 1987, Josh.
Yes, I was. I was 2 years old. But I don't care that much.
Yeah.
That's
No, it should be
No.
for sure.
You know, laughter. The only thing I got to say is laughter is good for the soul.
like if
Yeah.
somebody comes in here and says it's okay for Seth to laugh, but not okay for Chris and Katie. Well, that's a question that they should ask themselves.
Right.
Probably because they haven't laughed very long, or it's been a while, you know. Which in case, you know, they should like, you know.
And it also matters what you're laughing about, what the subject matter is.
Yes, that does matter. And it matters.
Hold on to that thought right there. What was just stated about. It also matters what's being laughed about. Now, again, content creators encourage this type of stuff because it brings views, and they're not quick to shut down this stuff on any of the sides. They will exploit grieving families' pain to the extreme for their own personal gain. And this is a very, very good show of that.
If you're telling a story about like a kid that falls down and knocks
Electro, thank you for the support. Highly appreciated.
his two front teeth out, and you start laughing hysterically about it, well, that's probably not a good idea. But when you talk about somebody dropping wet dough on the floor and making a pizza that way,
and selling it at full price to somebody.
selling it at full price, maybe an upcharge on a little bacon kicker on the side, and
We'll call it bacon.
Hey, it's gonna go through the oven.
you want a
What?
taco pizza? It's got to go through
It's
the
gonna
oven.
get cooked off in the oven. It'll be fine.
That's true. That's
Oh
true.
my
I
Lord.
mean, it is 500-degree oven. I mean,
You can call me a prude all you want to. If people are going to have a problem with me having a problem with all of this. I have a morbid sense of humor on a lot of things. I just think time and place, and knowing that parents are going to be, if you're really on their side, like if you're really protective of him, you would have shut this shit down and not entertained it. But there's that.
That's disgusting. It's just,
Oh
it-
my God.
there's no bacteria. It's just heated up dog shit from the floor.
Man.
two of them, or he paid for two.
Nana's Love, that's another thing I've been talking about is reallocating funds to organizations that we've done 2 fundraisers in the last month. Not again, this is all because of the people in this chat and people who give a shit about wanting to see things change for families. But we have been able to donate to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children and the Black and Missing Foundation because the Islanders are amazing. But we want to start doing something for the organizations that do help these families, so there's not as much need for families to come to social media and ask for awareness. The more money that's allocated to the proper resources, I hope will kind of shut off some people being desperate to get their names out there and coming to social media and ending up in these situations. Unfortunately, we won't be able to prevent it all, but one thing at a time.
Oh my God.
Lord.
Taco Supreme. Y'all are gross.
Oh man.
Not to be confused with Uncle Cracker,
Uncle Cracker.
one of my favorite musicians of all time.
I do
Uncle
love him.
Fester.
I do too.
I mean, I don't. It's not my favorite. I like his name.
Oh yeah, thank you.
The Islanders are an amazing group of people. I am so, so happy to stand beside the people in this chat that really, and the creators in this chat that really understand how and why this needs to change.
How
mean,
could you
just
not
think,
let the
this
song
is gonna
follow
be-
me?
This is going to be tomorrow everywhere.
Everywhere.
What is?
This panel.
Why? We're not talking about anything.
It doesn't matter.
Literally
I'm
not.
on it.
Dude. They're gonna add in our voices.
That's all right, Seth. We'll be a serial killer by tomorrow.
I'll kill a few bags of cereal.
So he actually acknowledges, same as Chris, that he knows that this will be clipped and put out there. So just setting the stage, we've heard both of them say the same thing, that they knew that these would be scrutinized.
But it doesn't matter what you say. The people that rock with you do, and the people that don't, gonna hate on you.
Yep. Big time.
There's always going to be haters.
Yeah,
Take it off.
you can be the worst person, in the world, and somebody's and people say, oh, they're actually a really good person. I don't know the same person that you, vice versa. I mean, you could be a really good person. People
Autumn, this is June 28th, 2024.
will just say disparaging, horrible things about you. And if you care enough to defend yourself, well, then you feed the vortex.
That you have
And, and I like, I've been in a few battles with people, but typically,
Is that where the bloody handprint came from?
no, that's it's like a trafficking thing.
Hey, Jason.
Like against it. I don't know. I don't know. I pretty much took it. I'd still like that. It should just say the lab.
I'm just asking. I mean,
I really don't. Yeah, Debbie's right. I say this all the time. Like somebody will say, "Hey, what do you think about this?" I'll just say, "I don't know. I don't care." I don't think about it. Like if you're gonna make me think about it, I'll tell you how I feel about it. But if not, I'm gonna pass on answering your question. Like they were asked, like some people were asking me, like, "What'd you think about what Bullhorn Betty was doing?" I said, "I don't care. She's grown. So is that other freak. They do whatever they want." I mean, it's between me.
God, the fucking laughing just makes me freaking angry. That Ellen, happy birthday. Oh, it just makes me so angry. The fucking constant laughter and the pinning of the certain comments. Oh,
It's whatever. I do what I want.
I don't care.
oh, we got a little Dicky up in here now.
Uh-oh.
Little Dicky.
Isn't that the one who I do what I want?
You gonna start rapping? What?
I can listen to I'm dead.
I just want to get a read really quick in the chat because I know a few of you said earlier you'd never seen this in full context. How many of you have seen this? It sounds like most of you have not seen this. Put a number 5 in the chat if you have not seen this before. Put an 18 if you have. A 5, I'm screwing you guys up, not a 1 and a 2. A 5 if you have not, and an 18 if you have. Holy shit, there's a lot of you that have not. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. There's more that haven't than have. Okay, all right.
Bird, man.
Thank you.
I could just imagine you two playing games. Like the amount of shit talk during Call of Duty.
No, you need to hear them talking about us. That's the problem. That's the shit talking because there ain't much talk.
This is from 6/28/2024. She still has this video up, but it's highly edited. You'll hear the parts that, excuse me for my cough. You'll hear the pieces that she's edited out upcoming. This is my recording that I uploaded of it. I didn't know that this was going to happen, of course, but she took a lot of it out, and you'll see why.
Pretty much they're responding all the time.
Seth, Katie, I remember Katie said that Sebastian was quite the shit talker.
I would say that BJ has deleted upwards of 50% of her content that she has done, either deleted it, privated, or put it on members only in the last 10 months that she has done on this case. That is kind of a constant that is happening too. Creators do streams, say a bunch of stuff, and then remove their content. She's not the only one that does that.
During like game and
I have taught him well, thank you.
Have you? It's very competitive.
Good, yes.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Seth,
I love it.
I got a good one for you. You'll like. So you remember PUBG Mobile?
Oh man.
Oh, my husband
Yes.
was obsessed
I
with
have
that.
a
Yeah,
bird.
so I used to play that, and I was on the the plane where you drop in and you're waiting to drop, and there were two random guys on my team, and I said something just ridiculous waiting, to drop. I was just joking around, and this guy all of a sudden he goes, "Oh my God, I'm not gonna put up with this shit." And I was like, I said, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "You." And I said, "Okay, then mute me." And he's like, "You mute." And I go, "I'm not gonna mute. You mute." He's like, "No." And I said, "Then shut up." So then he goes, "You have no idea." And I said, "Of course I don't." He goes, "I fought for this country." And I
Oh
said,
my Lord.
yeah. And I go, "Oh God." I said, "Really?" I said, "Oh, I really do appreciate you saying that, but can you still mute, please?" And he goes, "I'm a veteran." I said, I get it, man. I said, that really doesn't matter right now. You're just being a jerk off is what you're being, not a veteran. And I said, "Mute if you don't want to hear me talk." He's like, "No." I said, "Okay." Anyway, he ends up quitting, right? And then all of a sudden my son comes walking through the living room. He looks at me, he goes, "I heard you talking shit to a veteran."
Oh Lord.
And I said, "No." I said, "It was completely different." And he goes, "I heard what you said." He just walks.
Damn. I mean, he got you on that one.
I love it.
I know. He was like,
Ain't it great when your kids call you
I
out?
don't even think the guy was really a bad. He didn't. If he was, so
I will say that Sebastian has called me out a couple times.
Oh
Then he
my
found out that he can get the bird too. And the first time I did, he looked at me and he was like, "Oh," and I was like, "What? Did you get shit on?"
Oh hell, mine's been able to fly the bird since he was like 2. It was his first wave, really.
Again, huge thank you for you guys joining me, but this is going to get worse as it goes on. And if you need to step away, please take the time you need to step away, because unfortunately it gets worse. And usually when I say that, people know it's time to tap out. There's some very triggering things that are said and done in the upcoming parts.
You know,
I finally had to
I
all
tell,
your fingers.
I
But
tell Sebastian, I don't care what kind of language you use when you're just around me.
exactly.
But when you're out in public and you're around females or ladies,
Know your audience.
well, even I don't do that. But
Well,
don't say
those
this
who can't
stuff in
do
front of
TV.
your mom, and don't say it around ladies when you're outside of the house.
So let me ask, did he take advantage of that? Did he like to cuss, or could he cuss properly?
Take advantage of it.
Okay,
Because,
that's good.
that's the best thing is that he never took advantage of it in my house.
You take the taboo away from it, and it's not as appealing.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's not fun now. He told me I could do it.
Exactly.
I'll have to go back and look through my stuff. I don't particularly remember that you get the smoke for free. But I will go back and scour my streams that I have when he's on her panel. Are you saying he was on her panel, or was he in the chat during that? I'll look, but I'm not sure off the top of my head which one that would be.
They say people who cuss have more IQ than people who don't.
I think it's
So
the
I
other way
heard
around,
that.
actually.
I think it's more like they're.
No, I think that the actual study is the other way around.
Oh,
I've heard both. I have heard both.
You guys also have to forgive me. We're 10 months in and my brain's kind of starting to warp a little bit on times and dates and stuff. I do pretty well for the most part, but there's some things that are becoming kind of at this point. So I can go back and look for anything that you want me to, but if you have a time frame or if you remember anything specific about it, like that stream in general, tell me some details and that will help me out a lot, or a time frame, and I can go scour my stuff.
I have
I
heard
don't know.
both.
I think it sounds better saying.
Well, I saw it on the
I'd
internet,
rather
so
say,
it must be
that
true.
fucking bird. Not saying that bird
It's a
with
potty mouth.
to the, you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what stream you're talking about. You get the smoke. I will go and look for that. I have that. There's a pre-recorded version of that, but I also have the full stream. I will go look through that for you later on.
And I was raised up a sailor kid. My bad. I cuss a lot. That's why I never joined radio, because I cuss too much. It's like $10,000 a cuss word. I can't afford this shit.
Another thing. You've spent $50,000 in the last 20 seconds.
Yeah, see, I'm broke. I can't pay my light bill, man. I'm running on a generator right now.
Oh.
I got my Tesla plugged in. My bad.
I like.
I'm on my cell phone in my car.
Really?
Go back to that right now. No. I'm in my bedroom.
With your generator running next to you?
I was gonna say, Uncle Taco, I totally saw your
Electro, I have that entire call. It's a 3-part series of going over the 5-hour interview when Seth was on Terry Lynn's panel.
your lights before you turned your camera off.
Yeah.
Is that what people are saying about you? Is that what you mean?
No.
They're talking about his Ron Jeremy only page.
My Ron Jeremy, the Filipino Ron Jeremy.
Oh my Lord.
Filipino?
Yeah.
And you have an OnlyFans? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't yet.
Filipino.
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna make one though.
Okay.
You're gonna make one.
You're going to open one. Very good.
No. Yeah, I'm gonna start one up.
you got to pay for that generator gas somehow.
Generator gas,
Well, look.
only feed pans or feed finders. What is that called? Feed finders. You can make money on that shit, man.
Yeah, for feet. For feet.
For
That's
feet.
insane to me.
At
I can't
Leslie,
stand feet. They ugly.
What's interesting about this whole thing is the tacos, in my opinion, Uncle Taco and Aunt Burrito came into this very interestingly. And right before this, they claimed in their affidavits in the Pennsylvania court filing that they were doxxed by people. They actually even mentioned Duchess in their affidavits or their declarations. It's the craziest thing. But they claim that they were doxxed because of creators named in the filing in Pennsylvania, when in reality, Aunt Burrito had posted all of their electric bills, their names, addresses, and portions of their electric bills on Facebook previous to them even coming into this story.
Leslie at Billy, his fishing gear is here. I don't know what gear he had at his mother's house, but both of his
And trust and believe the documentation is in the hands of those that need it. But we have the screenshots from Facebook of that happening too.
fishing poles and everything that I bought him for his birthday last year are still here.
So who went fishing more often with Sebastian, you or them? Okay, Chris and Katie, you. I figured, because I remember you saying you'd get them, and a lot of the times y'all would go straight to the lake.
Yeah, fishing sucks.
Hey, would he not get like my grandpa liked that, but I was like ADHD as hell, so I just remember getting bored.
It's the worst.
Like, can we go home?
Yeah,
fishing.
my son isn't gonna do that. Like
We
my
go
younger-
fishing. He'd play video games on my phone.
Oh, there you go.
Play Call of Duty or Diablo on my phone.
That's better.
And his phone, we'd listen to music on if he had internet access. And then if we wanted to listen to music, then he couldn't play video games on my phone because
Like I've been fishing before out of necessity, and then one time on
you're
accident.
really hurting then, because if you're going to eat the fish in California, you're just dying to music.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say freaking.
I think Seth thinks I live in the middle of like South Central Los Angeles or something.
No, you just live in California. Everything's mutated there.
I don't think so. Maybe, I don't know. I couldn't tell. I mean,
You can't tell because you've already mutated.
I know. I fly in Flint, Michigan water every day.
By the way, thoughts go out to everybody suffering from these fires in California. We've been, what a horrific situation.
It's not a
That's
problem.
because you want something clean to drink.
I know. It's the best water I've ever had.
Thank you, Southern Ish, for joining. Welcome to the green team.
But fish still, I mean, it's just fishing. It's just like, my life is based on instant gratification, and that is just not gonna do it for me. Fishing. If I want to relax, like I can do that anywhere.
Thank you, Leslie and Billy.
You're welcome.
Not Josh.
Oh
my God, the fucking nonstop just cackling for no purpose. Like, stop.
Let's go fishing. Well, I mean, do we have anything to eat? No. Okay, then we have to go fishing. But there's fish sticks.
I'll put you down a bet that mine has 5 eyes. How many you want to bet that yours has how many eyes?
I don't know. I'm not willing to.
Is no bueno. California.
I get that so much. It's like if you tell somebody that is from back east, like, oh yeah, I'm from California, and they're like, really? Yeah. They make it seem like it's Yucca Flats, like where they'd set off nuclear bombs or something. I mean, it's really strange because, like, I'm not going to tell you exactly where I live, but it's a really, really pretty place.
Hey, Tory Banks, he had a switch at my house and he had a switch at his mother's house.
Oh, so he had switches at both.
Yeah, so he wasn't allowed to bring the switch here.
I just, okay, let me ask you, what do you think about the theory that he met someone online? Because people are bent on that.
Well,
what's the likelihood if you had to guess, what are the chances that in your opinion
I have a better chance of winning the lottery?
See, there you I didn't know Sebastian, obviously, but just from the facts that we've been given, that just does not line up for me at all. Why would the child leave without his shoes?
Bitch, I'm just going to say this because I'm losing patience with you, but your fucking eyes don't even line up. Let's be honest here. And yes, I went there, and I'm not saying about physical. I'm saying she can't even see straight because she doesn't even, you put something right in front of her, she's going to be like, oh my God, I don't know what that is. What are you talking about? That didn't mean that.
To go meet
I will
someone.
tell you right now, Swin, there is nothing wrong with living in a teepee and riding horses.
That's a fact.
I'm Comanche, so I will tell you.
What time of year are you talking about?
And just because you can take all the fucking weird screenshots of me all you want. There you go. My eyes don't line up either there. It was definitely the lighting outside. Plus, I'm laying in my bed right now, so it was the lighting that made me look good earlier.
Uncle Taco's like, not during the night.
Not right now. Not no.
Get some more gas from my generator.
Hey, more. I will tell you right now. I enjoy my air conditioning. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a swamp ash factor 5. That's too much.
You can keep your swamp ass over there.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Wow. Am I in relations with Bullhorn? That's
oh.
Wow. Miss Bullhorn Betty is out looking for my son and is putting flyers out.
So stupid.
Technically, she was stalking and harassing the mother and the stepfather of Sebastian, in my opinion, and his grandparents.
That's not even, come on, guys.
I think that is in a relationship with her.
I think Whom is jealous of, the relationship that I have with me and my numb arm, too. Feels like a stranger every time I pee.
All right. I'm giving you another warning. Check out now. It's going to get worse because now we're hearing about how people are jealous of him and his numb arm and how it feels different every time he pees. So don't say I didn't warn you.
Who's touching me?
I call it my Patrick Swayze arm.
Hey now.
Oh,
that's a lot. I don't have that type of money.
Darling, I'm hungry. Feel your touch.
Yeah, y'all are
alone.
Don't quit your day job or your night job.
boy.
Just,
If we mute Josh until he's
Kind of
done
weird to get
singing,
aroused.
and the
Hey,
way this,
I'm almost to the
way
bridge.
almost to the bridge.
No.
Yeah, no, and not a physical. I'm not going to jump off.
Hey, you
Oh.
better keep reaching, buddy.
God,
he said, the way that Seth said, am I in a relationship with Bullhorn?
Well, you know,
Yes, we call her Miss Bullhorn.
I'm gonna say
Bullhorn
Granny
Fields.
watching is just kind of like really. I mean, that's a disturbing name, anyways.
Seth, she acts like you are her baby. You are her ex baby daddy. I swear.
None of this is funny. There is nothing funny about this. And unfortunately, this one doesn't wrap back up with kindness or anything of the nature. Unlike the first one, this is nothing of the sort.
She's got some anger for you.
Lord help me. Yes, Bullhorn Betty asked where a good place to go eat was, and we went to a Mexican restaurant and had lunch.
So you're getting married.
tacos.
So I mean, I must be.
Tacos.
How'd you know I had tacos there, buddy?
He,
I understand my name right now.
Uncle Taco said it.
I know. That's why I had fajitas, just so
Uncle
that you
Fajita.
didn't think I was, you know.
An open faced taco.
Oh my God.
Listen, it is not breast cancer awareness. I did not have pink taco.
No.
I feel like I need to keep saying this because there's still a lot of you here. If you are sensitive to this type of content, please leave because it's going to get worse. Again, I appreciate you guys being here, but for your own mental state, if you need to check out, please do now. This is it's gonna go worse.
Don't come to Tulsa. They have a velvet taco here.
All you had to do was say, "Don't come to Tulsa," and I would have been, yeah,
Oh,
okay.
that's it. My bad.
You don't have to convince me any
We
further
just have
than
the
that
gathering
first statement.
space on the swamp.
Don't come to Tulsa. You got it.
We have $30 million park on top of the swamp. Come on out.
You know.
Oh man, I was
So,
really looking
Lord help
forward to
me.
vacation.
I had lunch with somebody, and now I'm dating them. Just like Chris from Texas. I think that would be a great. I couldn't even listen to that shit. I hadn't fucking heard it all.
Yeah, you did. You were like, good night, everybody.
Did he ever admit that it was him?
And just so you know, there is a second call where Chris puts on a Southern accent, and that's what they're talking about. They were talking about the first. He had a couple where he had Southern, but still.
No.
He couldn't admit that it was him to save his own life because he's a fucking narcissistic piece of shit. And I hope that he fucking hears me on the replay. He knows where the fuck I live. Fuck around and find out, bitch.
All right, clip that.
Seth, I got a question.
I'll be right back. I need to talk.
Ah, shoot.
Going to the baseball bat to smash his TV.
Maybe it's good that I don't ask this. I might just hold
I'm
that.
going to get my bat.
He's like, we'll be back in a little bit. I'm going to punch my wall.
Shut up, Brittany.
Oh, the hell I'm going to get for this one tomorrow.
I'm going
Lord.
to shave my head right now.
You know, they don't have to like it, but you don't have to care. So I wouldn't worry about it.
I don't want anything that vibrates like that around my nuts. I mean,
That's not content. Completely.
okay.
And there's that allegedly innocent, the, supposed professional right there eating this up.
I'm sorry. It must be the wrong kid you were talking
Yeah, you're talking to wrong number.
Abort.
It was supposed to be a number 3, not a number 1. Ow.
Don't laugh, Seth. You're not allowed.
I'm sorry.
I forgot what
Pineapple.
safety word.
You can't let him win.
No,
Pineapple.
I'm not. I'm
Wait,
not.
But why?
Allegedly innocent was in here earlier. I doubt that. She's oof.
Well,
Oof.
okay, let's see. Let's say here's the thing. I could catch crap for being up here tomorrow too.
Oh yeah.
She
But
doesn't
guess
have
what? I'll never know because I won't watch anything anybody says.
Yeah, pretty much.
I won't. I don't care.
Sorry, Jen.
I shall not be watching. I shall be doing other things.
OnlyFans.
Me too.
Big party.
Yeah, Debbie's right.
Thank you, Erica.
Okay.
I'll get on Facebook tomorrow night and tell them I'm going to bed.
Hello.
I never watch. I watch almost nobody.
Well, here's the thing. Like, it's easy to let the hate cloud the good, but like when you really look at it all, and I'm saying this in terms for you too, Seth, like the amount of support.
Angels lie to keep control. It's a good possibility. It's a good possibility
That's
because
what Seth does. He'll stop in the middle of a sentence. He'll stop you in the middle of a sentence to answer somebody in the chat. He'll be like,
if
and
it's
on
about
this
the
day in
fact, got it now.
1982, hey Emily, no, I'm not dating JLR.
And I'm sorry, I'm just going to say this for what it is, but she knew that she was going to get backlash for this, and it gets worse. But she acknowledges and admits that this is bad already. She knows, she is adult enough to understand that this is not going to go well. And she doesn't give a fuck because her views were through the fucking roof. She had the parent of a missing child on her panel. You don't think she thought anything about, oh shit, what is this going to make? Nope. She just kept on with her fake fucking laughter. And there's other creators up there.
Well,
Josh.
that tells me that you could handle a YouTube channel because there you go. You got to multitask like that, live streaming. So you do think it's
crime time? We don't want to imagine being a relationship.
So that's the most. I'm going to be honest with you. That's probably the most I've ever heard you like agree to a theory. So you really think that's a good possibility? Maybe. I know you're not saying that's what happened, but like
I'm saying that anything's a possibility.
Yeah.
If you don't think that I've called at least 20 or 30 of them, and I've driven to several of them.
Yeah, I would too. I would be blowing them up for sure because, I mean, you never know.
Hey, we don't use that terminology.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I mean, here in America, you the bomb is a compliment. Other places, it's a death sentence.
He's really wrong is what's sad.
Yeah, Brady, I was, but
I used to
I'm
remember
glad
my
that I
grandma
stayed.
she would say, you guys are fighting like cats and dogs. And I would always go, that's racist. And then she would go, how is that racist? I'm going to figure out a way. You're fighting like cats and dogs. You're racist.
It's just like that's the one conversation or the one argument ender.
Yeah, it pretty much gets her to just stop.
Shuts you down.
If you're a fly and I'm a Venus flytrap,
that's racist. That's racist.
Well, that's all about it.
I perceive it as racist, okay?
Some of these camps don't let kids talk to their parents at all. How is that possible?
Because they don't have phones.
Is that? I mean,
have you ever seen Heavyweights?
Well, I've seen Major Payne.
Now you're just being rude, Josh.
No, the movie Heavyweights.
Bringing my weight in on this. I already know I'm fat.
All right.
There's plenty of me to go around, except for particular people that have STDs.
Yeah.
Oh. I was actually thinking that more people would say no, that they didn't want to see this again. But now seeing how many people didn't see it, now I understand this. But here we are. Here we are.
Betty, your love. My love, my
Can't.
Hey, Blackhawk, I don't think that's the only three-way Chris has been involved in.
Oh,
Oh, get up. You ain't
Burn. Okay, that's the most bizarre thing I've ever heard in my life, too. I'm sorry. For a three-way 911 call. Or
I, for one, have not heard Chris take these digs at Seth. Again, you can feel that I'm biased, but I just have not heard Chris say anything remotely close to this about Seth publicly at all, anywhere.
or why would your first thought not be, Seth, is Sebastian with you? Instead of, don't be mad.
yeah, that's very interesting that you say that too, because if nobody has nobody,
I hope the Lore Lodge gets this, though, because he's so proud of his research. He says he's not on one side or the other, but he's got this, in my opinion, displaced hatred for one side and a very skewed bias coming into this. And I hope that he understands that there's a lot more that's gone on, even though at the end of the day, in my opinion, it doesn't have anything to do with Sebastian being missing. But there is a lot of reasons why there's a heightened state, in my opinion.
contacted you, that would be your last real hope.
My first person
Why do
to
you
have
think
called would have been the father and been like, hey,
Of course, that's what I don't blame her for calling her husband first. I really don't. But the fact that she never called Seth is bothersome.
I don't know. I don't understand calling the husband who's 3.5 hours away.
Right,
I
but
think
I
I'm going
mean,
to call
like,
people that are
that's-
closer first, like his father.
That's who she confides in.
Like,
And
Seth,
You know, the only thing I got to say, Leslie and Billy, and about there are still people in Hendersonville, in Sumner County alone, that don't know my son's missing.
that's horrifying.
yeah, I'm in
So, you know, just because a couple people in this state know that my son's missing doesn't mean everybody in that state knows my son is missing. Not
I think
everybody.
the local area would.
Not everybody has TV. Not everybody. I mean, people still don't know.
Somebody's TV in their background drives me nuts this entire time.
Seth, what can you? I'm sorry, because I didn't hear you a second ago. When they called you and you were able to finally talk, because I know like they had to leave messages. What did Chris say to you when you called back? Did you say he said don't be mad?
Yeah.
What? That's so bizarre to me. Like,
Yeah,
don't
why
be
is that
mad.
the first thing you choose to say instead of have you
Yeah.
seen him? That's what I don't understand.
Well, that's like the $1 million question: is why he walked out the door, not where the fuck is my son.
Yeah. Thank you. That's what we've been saying. The
Get the smoke, yes.
why doesn't matter. It's
The why will be
where.
found out when we find Sebastian.
Yes.
it's like one of those things like, hey, if I tell you something or if I ask you something, will you be mad? I don't know. What are you going to ask me? Promise you won't be mad. There's no way I can do that.
Exactly.
It's so dumb. So I don't know. I mean, maybe that was his way of trying to brace. You know, what it really should have said was, hey, have you seen Sebastian? He's missing. Where have you heard anything? I mean, that would be be the, you would think, the initial conversation.
Mine would be, please tell me you've seen Sebastian.
Yes,
Please tell me that he called you. Did he have somebody, he knows how to get to, even though Seth was at work, it doesn't mean that he didn't find a way to Seth's house. It's just something's wrong there, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's
something's wrong with you guys all picking it apart. Nobody's going to know how they're going to react in a situation like this. And him being called at 6:22 before law enforcement was even called is a huge part too. Seth was contacted via text and phone call at 6:22. He was at work.
It's just it seems very very calm, right?
I'm sorry, am I mad? Oh, you're talking about Chris saying don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't be upset or don't get mad or something.
No, I was coming back from making coffee and people are telling me not to be mad.
Yeah, don't be mad, dude. I think you have every right to be mad.
You do, and that's
Sure,
I think
so, 100%.
That's when I start getting a little like defensive for you, when people are like, he shouldn't say the things he says about Chris and Katie.
Lisa, are you talking about just a few minutes ago when he said that wasn't the only three-way Chris has been involved in?
Excuse me, if I have children.
You know, I like to interrupt you for a minute on that one.
Yeah,
Brittany,
of course.
Because I like to interrupt everybody. Ask Josh. I was married to her for years. If Chris don't like what I have to say about Katie, he can speak to me. And I can tell him where to shove it. Because I don't give a rat's. I mean, if anybody has a right to talk negative about anybody, I'm going to tell you right now, ex-wives and ex-husbands talk shit about each other, no matter how amicable their relationship is afterwards. I told Chris that if something had happened to my son, that they won't have to worry about me ever talking to them again. Because the only reason I spoke to them is because of my son.
Right.
Otherwise, I could go the rest of my life without having anything to do with those two pieces of shit. And that's my opinion. The last time I checked, I'm still living in the United States of America. And I still have my constitutional rights to tell people what I think about them. Just like they can turn this shit off and mute it and not listen to my opinion. But as long as I'm in the United States and it's still a functioning government, then the
anybody wonders why him and Bullhorn Betty get along, the Constitution, my rights, my freedom of speech. Ugh. Anyways, carry on.
Constitution is what we have. And I will use it to the best of my ability. And freedom of speech continues until you're inciting harm against somebody or you're inciting tyranny against the way of life in America.
Mom, you're absolutely right. Mom.
Why didn't they tell CPS that Seth didn't talk to Sebastian? Don't know.
Well, I think what a lot of people don't realize is maybe they just kind of look past this. This isn't you and Katie and Chris didn't just meet, right after Sebastian went missing. I mean, there's a history there, a long history, a lot of feelings, a lot of mistrust, a lot of and I'm not just saying on your side. I'm sure that she's not that fond of you either. I mean, is she?
I hope not.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So whatever history is between you guys, people would always say, "Oh, you don't try and drive a wedge between them," and I never would. It seems like there was already a wedge previous before this happened.
I tell you what, the divorce put the wedge.
Of course.
And it's not just that. Like, I actually have videos of Katie before she joined the military. And you can see just watching these videos, because I've been going through a lot of videos. Because that's right now the only way I get to see my son. And there's videos of Katie and Sebastian in there, and she was different back then. I mean, We were married for 8 years before she filed for a divorce. It wasn't, it wasn't like we were married and then a year and a half later we got divorced.
Right.
No,
People are like, "Oh, he's still caught up on her." No, I refuse to remember all the negative times. I choose to remember all the positive times.
But that's what I'm saying. But okay, so, and I'm not saying that you are, and I believe you, and I take you at your word.
Well, I am so glad you do, Josh.
Thank you. But who cares if you were? If you are?
yeah. Why does that even matter? That shouldn't
I
matter.
wonder why you interrupted me. I mean,
Well, I don't know. Somebody said something in the chat, and I had to respond. I'm sorry.
Huh?
Somebody said something in the chat. I had to respond.
Huh? I'm sorry. You were saying something, Josh?
No, you were.
Oh, I was. Yes, I was. And the whole point of this is that
dick.
I am. Can't help
You
it.
walked right into it.
Seth.
I did not walk into it. I do not live in California like
I was defending
this, playing this back just, oof. There's just so much that could be said, and I'm trying real hard to not.
you, Seth.
I was actually talking to Josh about walking right into it, but
That's the last time you are dating Blowhorn Betty, aren't you?
Go tattoo mama. You're dating Bullhorn.
Did I call her Blowhorn?
You called her Blowhorn?
Wow, you were so rude, Josh.
Well, I think a bullhorn is a dumb name. It should be Blowhorn.
There she blows.
Yeah, that was not a Freudian slip. I really think they should be.
Date of this is June 28th, 2024.
Hey, now you need to leave my girlfriend alone.
Oh shit.
You better stop. They're gonna clip the hell out of that.
Oh, they can clip something. It's not gonna make it any smaller, okay?
So I'm so glad I came up here.
That's just it is. There's so many of these things that I missed.
Oh, this makes my heart so happy.
And we haven't even gotten to the worst part yet.
Decision.
You know, I look at a lot of this shit like, chlamydia sitting there talking about this and that, and and it's like, why you sitting in that chair calling me fucking fat?
He's talking about Clueminati.
Hey, you weren't supposed to say her name. We don't mention creators' names here, okay?
I'm sorry.
Even if they create STDs.
Someone in the chat, that's his wife.
I'm sorry you talk
Her
about
name. Now I had to go get.
No, Beach Bum. Tony Mathis actually entered the picture publicly on May 3rd, but he would have been in talks with Seth in the end of April. But he came into the scene the beginning of May publicly. So this was a month and a half later.
Get tested.
I'm hurt.
I mean, tomorrow, while she's sitting there, no, it is not chlamydia. It's chlamydia, and it's spelled with a Y. Like, why in the fuck did I do this?
That's what I'm thinking about. Why me being up here?
Because you saw me and you wanted to come up here.
Yeah, I wanted to say hi. That's true. That's exactly true.
Because you keep ignoring my phone calls.
When was the last time? Have you called me recently?
I call you whatever I want to.
Yeah, if I'm really ignoring you, I hopped up here.
Oh, I'm gonna get nothing but shit tomorrow. Tony's gonna be like, "What were you doing on panel?" I'm like, "Oh, well, blame Uncle Taco."
Just tell him you felt bad.
He's the one that called him woke me up.
Friends.
When I was
Everybody else in my circle is gonna be like, "What were you doing on panel?"
Yeah,
That's all my fault.
when
It's
You know, I just wanted Uncle Taco to get on panel and brighten the spirits a little bit. But he ran into technical difficulty. Thank you, Oklahoma.
Look, honest to God, if people, honestly, if there's anybody upset about this tomorrow, that's people that's going to be upset whether you talk or you don't, or I talk or I don't.
Right. Seth and I have had this almost this exact show twice. Bro.
Fucking excusing this. The excuses never end.
There you go.
It's way worse, actually.
Who's showing you?
That's all.
It was worse, wasn't it? Wasn't it, Seth?
What? I'm sorry. I was cleaning myself up. What was that?
See.
Oh.
And then
So
you got
it's just
Taco over there groaning.
That's absolutely right. I'm going to be like Josh said, not give a damn. I'm not going to be looking at it. Yeah.
Usually when this happens, like if like we get clipped and they're like, "Whoa, look, listen to what the lab said," then somebody will come over and watch my channel and be like, "I like this guy."
Yeah.
Sweet. Send him my way. Call me a jerk. Call me an idiot. Call me an asshole. Call me a scammer. Call me a whatever. I'm fine with it.
It does exactly, Mohawk. And everybody has that right to have that moment. Even Chris and Katie, before anybody comes in.
Yeah, they're allowed.
Trigger warning upcoming.
Allowed to laugh.
Yeah, they're allowed to laugh.
We give them permission.
It's free.
We're looking for permissions for everybody.
Yeah,
you are granted.
You're allowed to. Everybody's allowed to do whatever they want. How's that?
And wrong, and wrong. You can leave me out of your little perverted, OnlyFans shit, Josh.
Oh.
That's what we need to get back to. Like, where did this entitlement come from? Where people think they have the right to dictate what others do or say anyway?
They have said that to me, and it's like people have absolutely. I shouldn't talk about this, or I shouldn't talk about that.
Somebody's spanking something,
and it always.
I'm almost there. Leave me alone.
Oh my God! I thought I was getting a slow clap for a second.
Hey, if it's a slow clap, you need to go to the hospital.
but Brittany, like I know, like sometimes, like I'll because I'm usually in my studio late at night, and like when you're on and all.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah, that's what I call it, Seth. And then what I watch.
Trust and believe 3 Sides True Crime. I'm not pleased, but at the same point in time, I've listened to this sadly, and it doesn't get better any times. But anytime I get upset, people just, oh my God, she's angry all the time. I'm just letting you guys hear what's actually here, because people try to pretend that we all have formed opinions completely out of the blue. But trust and believe, I'm kind of human inside.
When I watch you, sometimes you're upset about something, and I know that you're battling with certain people, and I'm sure a lot of the same people, and I don't know who it is. And no offense, I really don't care who it is. I'm sure it's a lot of the same people that do the same thing, that have done the same things and said the same things and chastised me in the same way.
Yeah, I know for a fact it is.
Yeah, so like I've been through that with whoever, and
you don't want to put their names out there, do you, Josh?
No. Oh my God.
He will never.
Oh,
he will never.
That would make me throw up.
It would make you throw up while you were doing it, or maybe
I would just never. Like sometimes on like after dark, I'll talk shit about a couple of people, but the thing is, they're like around situations that I just find, hideous. So I'll say something about them. I won't say it on your show, but I'm not gonna say things like, this person did a live about me, and now I'm gonna respond to you. Like that's so much effort, and
Did you hear the effort it took him to say that?
No, it
He's
hurt.
not wrong though.
It hurt.
I don't think he could have spelled it. That's because
Oh,
California
I could have.
education system sucks. But
Yeah, I mean, I don't care.
And let me be clear to anybody that's never used StreamYard. We have a mute button. We can mute anybody on panel at any time. She could have muted him. She could have muted that whole situation right then and there. She could have booted them. She could have muted them. She could have done something, and she chose not to. We have mute buttons for panel guests. She chose not to.
No, I really do. Like, all seriousness, I commend you and Justin, and I'm getting to that point. Like, it's getting, for me, like, if I like you, I like you. You know what I mean? Like, I think you're my friend. I know it's stupid. I got to get over that. Like, because people are freaking evil, and they'll turn on you.
Josh, don't tell nobody, but Brittany said she likes me.
I've heard.
Who did you hear that from?
And this was when she dove headfirst into, anything they say or do, defending it. She was teetering back and forth for a while there. She would say, well, I don't agree with this, or he said some things that I don't agree with. And then the one night she was going to expose Tony's messages and push back, Tony went up to handle the situation. And from that point forward, it has been, do not question anything. It is, they're on the right side of history.
20 seconds ago.
Wow.
Boy,
you-
Josh, watch out. She got some competition now.
Josh just all calmly was like, I've heard.
Don't want to use too much effort. Oh, people are going to talk about me tomorrow. Who gives a shit?
Yay.
Guess you'll be on somebody's mind.
It's the same people that they're talking to already don't like me, so I don't care.
Exactly.
Oh, I like you too, chit chat daily.
And just be like, I don't care what they think about me. I don't think about them at all.
Yeah, most of the people that don't like me, the feelings are mutual.
The feeling is
I mean,
mutual.
like, not everybody can have good taste, right?
The thing,
Not everybody will sit up here and think it's so great to allow a parent of a missing child to degrade themselves like this and use it for content for a show either. There's that.
is I don't. It doesn't. Like, I don't care what they talk about, but like if they care what I talk about, then that just seems to be their problem. It's really. It is so. Like, I don't even think about this stuff when I'm done. I don't think about it while I'm doing it.
I'm right there with you. Oh,
Hey, now we're starting to sound like we're in a marriage.
Yeah, that's true. Does feel like a legitimate marriage.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you guys are awesome. I appreciate all of you.
Well, the thing is, I've watched you.
I'll be honest. I'm angry at creators on both sides. I channel that anger into doing content and timelines and things like that. But I am disgusted by all of these people. Yes, I'm disgusted with grown adults that are the parents of a missing child. 100%. There's that too. And I'm never going to not see that. But the willingness, because these creators do it to family after family. This is their first time. But they have done this to other families. Kylie Rodney's family, the Idaho 4 families, Quentin Simon's family, Marvon McRae's family. You insert name, they have been a part of doing the same thing to numerous families. Summer Wells' family. I am so disgusted by people that support this shit and think that this is somehow true crime. Tell me exactly how this is helping these cases. This child is missing. This teenager is missing. Sebastian has been lost from the jump in his own missing case. There's not even a crime that's been committed yet that we know of with evidence. Everything is on the table. And people ran and jumped. By the beginning of freaking March, narratives were starting to paint the parents in a bad look. One side to the other. And people have flip-flopped whatever benefits their channel the best. None of these people have ethics. None of them. Values, morals, anything. And let me tell you what, if any of them were in these shoes, you would be hearing them crying from fucking end to end. I'm a victim. They do that as is. They get invested in these cases. Then as soon as somebody pushes back on them, oh my God, poor me. What about the families you're kicking every freaking night over and over again for 10 months? 10 months. And none of these fucking chicken shit, piece of shit creators are doing a damn thing to help. You don't see any of these creators with over 10,000 subs doing anything for these charities that actually do help these families. Nope, because it might affect their fucking money, their bottom line. They can sell you everything they want to. They can package it up in any fucking way. And that's not to mean Duchess chasing. There's a lot of them in here that have done amazing things for charity. So don't let me take that away either. There's a bunch of them that have. But I'm talking about majority of these people with these big ass channels. But yet, how dare we push back? How dare we timeline their fuck shit? How dare we say enough is enough and want laws to change? Oh my God, they have freedom of the speech. And I meant to say freedom of the speech because it pisses people off. Welcome to the new world of the fucking tabloids at their fingertips. And the people that support this shit, you're part of the problem. The people that jump from side to side attacking these families based off salacious rumors. Shit you don't even know. And then you don't even take a look at your own goddamn lives and realize, let anybody use a microscope on your past or your family's past or people you've aligned with or been associated with. Shit. My own sister has dealt with addiction and been in and out of prison. I can't imagine if something in my family was to go wrong. The shit, salacious stories that they could sell, and none of them have walked a day in my shoes. None of us have walked a day in these families' shoes or knows what goes on behind closed doors. But they can all tell you, right? None of us know where Sebastian is because unfortunately Sebastian is still missing. And they don't give a shit about that. It's a content farm for clicks and views. And now they're riding the fucking coattails of a channel that's got over 500,000 subs, who is unethical, claims he's a journalist, and companies like At Night Media, who has been using riddles, blaming the parent of a missing child for being on illicit substances. And that's professionalism? And that's a company that's going to help solve and find kids? Are you all okay? Sorry. See, Three Sides True Crime. I hold it and then it just comes. And then it just comes in waves. But you know what? At the end of the day, I can't even imagine what these parents feel like. I can shut it off and go to bed and lay my head down at night and not have to deal with all of this shit being kept under surveillance by complete psychopaths who claim that they're advocates. Julie, I'm looking at you. Bullhorn Betty, I'm looking at you.
I've watched you before.
It's a good thing because I worked up a sweat on this one, and I normally don't do that.
Sweat.
So this is how I get Seth to come on.
And I'm sorry, Casual Art. I didn't even see that in my rant. Thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. Welcome to the Cabana. I really appreciate the support. Ooh. Here, let me show you guys what shirt I'm wearing tonight because I think we just need some mellow time for a moment. Oh, it is the lighting. Oh, that's not a penis, by the way. It's burlap. And no, I'm not trying to be. That was an Islander thing for the longest time. I'm not trying to feed into their bullshit, but that always gets said. But take a look. It's in a book. Maybe more of these people should actually read a book. Okay.
I gotta cry.
You guys can all have that song.
Were you crying?
I did get a little upset in the beginning.
Oh.
She was crying tears of pure joy or hatred.
Yeah, let me tell you.
Well, what is it that, I mean, what is it
Every time I wear this shirt, you guys got the song stuck in your head. Thank you. You're welcome.
that you've done that's so bad?
Let me tell you how bad girl she is. Oh, they're
Casual, just trying to trap somebody. We're trapping them. They can't escape. They're probably like, give me the buoy and let me run.
different.
I honestly, I don't
Without
know.
using this
If when you can find out, please let me know because I don't know.
Is it because you have a different opinion than other people?
Well, that and then there's this person that probably hates Seth as much as she does me.
Chasing. That is so true. You go into the channels that actually do true crime, and there's not this festering weird element, and none of these people, the overlap isn't even there. Like like you said, there might be a handful of people in there, but there's just not. People love this because these creators allow the wild speculation and the pointing fingers and the weird accusations, and and it's really sad too. Another huge problem that we're seeing is people that claim to be professionals, whether they have been professionals, but now they're people with YouTube channels who take highly edited news media clips like Peter Hyatt. On March 8th, he was involved in doing a breakdown of this, and he admits that it's highly edited news clips that he's building an analysis off of. That is dangerous because people they believe these quote unquote professionals. Deception detective. Fucking Betty bought his deck of cards, $79 for 52 cards. That is becoming dangerous. We don't even know. He's anonymous. He could be anybody.
Who has just went out and created a whole smear campaign, just hell bent and determined on trying to destroy me.
I hope I'm on her pillowcase.
What did you do, Seth?
Well, I've responded to her quite a few times, which is probably really stupid because it never helps. But I mean, I've never
one time, never even a little.
No.
Good. Okay. Well, it's good to know that because it doesn't help anything. Matter of fact,
hell no.
Right. If you can here's the thing.
You ain't falling asleep, Taco, are you?
No, hell no.
He's been asleep for the last 37 minutes.
I was snoring a little bit. My bad.
Yeah. The thing is, you have to give air to people for them to light their fire, and if you don't respond to somebody, and I don't respond,
you have to come up for air or give air.
Oh,
there's a very little difference, but mouth to mouth is still mouth to mouth, buddy.
Well, they don't do that anymore. It's actually because of people like you. You're no longer allowed to do that. You're only allowed to do like chest.
Thanks, y'all.
But what I was going to say, and it was going to be very astute before Seth interrupted me, as usual.
Which is why I interrupted you.
is
I don't even know how we got to this point where people would be like, I would have been so uncomfortable with this. And again, I'm not a prude, but I would have been so uncomfortable. Kyle would have been livid. Maybe we're weird. I don't know. Maybe no, he's far from controlling, as you guys know that. But I would have been so uncomfortable with this entire situation.
If you don't respond to somebody that's talking about you negatively, they really do fail to exist in your world. They don't.
Let me do something else here really quick. If you guys want to support charity and get something for it, Chasing and Duchess both have merch lines that the proceeds go directly to charity. If you want something where you get a cool shirt, some of them have really cool designs, please go support Chasing and Duchess. They both have merch lines right now that I know of that their proceeds go to charity. I'm sure there's other people, but Duchess, will you drop your link? And hold on, let me go find Chasing's. I'll find it. Give me a minute. Hers is always hidden though. I can never find it right off the top of my hand. Let me go find it. half of it is redirecting people to people that are fact-based, bringing awareness, doing good things. Like, it's so important.
They're not real.
But it's not drama.
Yeah,
Where didn't
They're
I say
just-
that yesterday or the day before?
probably.
They're just an entity or a gnat at a barbecue or whatever it is, or they just don't exist. So if you give anybody any like power,
They are a gnat. You ignore them, and then they don't exist.
Got it.
yeah, there's just nothing beneficial.
Got to know your audience, Josh. Down
Ignoring
in
them
Georgia,
will take away their power.
in Georgia,
Like, I have control.
gnats are
I'm not
huge,
giving anybody any
annoying, and
power.
bite you like mosquitoes.
Thank you, son. I really do hate mosquitoes a lot.
I do too.
Especially the mutated ones in California.
Seth, where did you like California?
Fuck no, I hated it.
Got it.
What about Georgia?
I finally remember where to find it. It's in your yes. You got an easy button now. I don't know why I made it so hard on myself last time. Thank you.
That was ridiculous. You knew what you were doing.
What?
I hate California. I get it.
Thank you, Touches.
I know I hate California. I'm glad you realized that.
What about Georgia?
I hate
It
it.
was okay.
What
Would I
part
move
did
back
you live
there?
in?
No.
You guys have been all over.
Southeast Georgia.
Where was your favorite place to live?
Shit.
Because God knows I've seen Kansas drivers that could not have been there.
I actually was born and raised in Georgia, so that's why I was asking about Georgia.
Seth strikes me as the central Antarctica type.
I was thinking more. Yeah, I could go there.
Just ride a frost horse all over the place, running from polar bears.
No, I'd have a YouTube channel about me fucking up polar bears.
You put one episode in and it never get published. Those things are mean.
Because Elon Musk has satellite,
What is that, Starlink?
Yeah, you don't.
I mean, I liked Kansas.
But the drivers there suck. Oh,
Hey, when I lived there last, yeah, drivers suck. I watched somebody go halfway up a hill in Baxter Springs and then proceed to slide all the way back down because there was an inch and a half of ice. They're idiots.
Anybody being impacted by the ice storms on the West Coast, Midwest, please stay safe. Don't leave if you don't have to. We were watching on the news today between the fires on the West Coast and the East Coast getting the snowstorms. Be safe.
well, they want to pull out in front of you and go 3 miles an hour.
That sounded like an OnlyFans page.
God, you're obsessed.
Jesus.
But
Well,
then
it's talking about pulling out in front of you. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on now.
Oh my God.
Can't do that on YouTube.
So people in North Carolina, they don't know how to use the turn signals. It's even
That's
even cops.
everywhere.
Oh, I hate it.
That is everywhere. I mean,
It's like
I guess
it's
they
second
feel like
nature
it's
to me.
business where
it's
you're
like somebody was asking why I was at work at 6 o'clock, and it's like I live an hour away from Nashville, and you never know with traffic here. I mean,
Yeah.
it is horrible. I have spent 45 minutes to an hour and a half just trying to get fucking 10 miles on 24, and I haven't even made it out of fucking Clarksville yet.
Oh, hell no.
All right, Seth, real quick, because Boogie said that their phone's about to die. They just wanted to know, Seth, would Sebastian have phoned you that night if he wanted to leave the house? Do you
If
think?
he had access to his phone, I'm pretty sure he would have.
Yeah. I just don't see the kid going out without shoes, 29 degrees. Like, I don't care.
It
I
wasn't
can't believe
29 degrees. It was actually pretty warm that night. It was Wednesday after he went missing that it was 26 degrees.
Okay. Well, so, because I've heard both. I've heard 20, 29, and then 50. So was it 50 degrees?
It was 50 degrees that night.
In February?
Oh yeah, welcome to Tennessee.
Yeah, it's like that here in Tennessee, in North Carolina and Tennessee.
I've heard of Tennessee.
We have mild, very mild winters.
And then we get like 2 weeks of fucked up snow. Like
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
we did.
I want a blizzard. I love the snow. And you would
Oh,
think,
hell
right
no.
there in the middle, because I'm in Missouri, you'd think being right there in the middle, I would get more snow. It goes all around me.
You're only getting tornadoes, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
well, that's because Biden's playing with the Chinese weather machine. Okay.
I'm going now. It's good talking to you guys.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that your representative? No.
Yeah,
Your representative
my
is-
TikTok Tony is telling me to get off.
What's telling you to get off?
I mean, and again, not to make this anything about politics, but the group he has aligned himself with has very similar extremist political views. Again, this isn't against my Trump fans. I don't like Biden or Trump, you guys know that, but this has all had, like, the people, Nick and those guys are not far off because of their political alignments previously. Like, the group around him is not far off at all. Betty, all of those people, like, it is there. It's been there. We've all watched it. The people that come in and surround himself, of course, it's going to be those type of personalities. That's just going to be what meshes.
My TikTok Tony.
Oh,
I have one too. I have a spokesman.
you have a timer?
Exactly, chasing extremist being the key word. Extremist. Not your typical conservative, none of that stuff. Extremist views.
I do. Somebody hits me in the back of the neck with a stick. Just,
Don't be much.
we're done now.
Exactly. Not even a
You know what? I named when I reviewed the Betty interview, the nickname that came up for him in my chat was Tony Two Cups, because he had 2 cups, like he was drinking from 2 cups. Yeah, we started calling him Tony Two Cups.
Tony Two Cups.
Yeah.
The whole TikTok world in general, like that that whole situation being meshed into this too, and them coming over that, yeah. I've got whole opinions that are really not good on any of the TikTok shit that's been brought into this bullshit.
I thought that was a
Oh,
Great.
I got a question, Seth, regarding Terry Bauer socks.
Internet.
I guess I didn't realize that. Like, I was listening to Chris and Katie when they had the conversation over on QB's channel, and Chris had said something about Terry took Sebastian to Culver's and he would play chess with him and stuff. Was Sebastian close to Terry?
I have no idea.
Is that a rooster in the background?
I'm going to assume not. You would know if I would think if he was.
I know that Sebastian beat him at chess.
Sounds like he was a pretty good at that.
He was part of the chess team last year at school.
chess is such a hard.
Was he really good at puzzles and stuff too?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I mean, he likes to play Legos. That's the biggest puzzle looking piece.
Yeah.
It could build like freaking monument, right?
Always work from the outside in.
It's when you step on those bad boys, though.
Oh, those things are a bitch.
I'll tell you what's worse than stepping on Legos. Hot Wheel cars.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I'd rather step on a landmine.
Yeah.
I think it hurts so bad. Whenever I watch
in California, you're supposed to pick up after your dog, dude.
I just love California.
I have a question though. Are the Bauer socks related to Chelsea Bauer socks from Indiana who went missing like 2 or 3 years ago?
I have no clue.
Because I was kind of thinking that might be a little weird that, that happens so closely related.
No, what's weird is all you weirdos who think it's your business to dig into anybody with the same last name and try to fuck out of here.
Thing. So I don't know if you knew or if you knew a way to find out. But I'm just curious, and nobody has that answer. I don't know how she went missing or if she just ran away because it didn't say it.
We're almost done
on the page. But
that name sounds familiar now that you mentioned that.
She was 14 when she went missing, or she's 14 now. I'm not sure. So she was pretty young.
Wow.
I was, like I said, I was just curious.
Anyone in the greater Houston area, check Twitter. Livingston dam imminent breach. Consider flash flooding with pets and livestock. Shit, this came on.
I don't think I've ever been so anxious for a live stream to be over with. This whole thing just
fast. Oh my goodness, I need to make sure
I'm not going to say anything at all.
All right, I'm going to bed. Take it easy, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, have a good night.
Seth, you can call me.
We're hanging out with you, Josh.
It's good hanging out with you guys too.
Thank you so much.
Bye,
Josh,
Uncle
for
Paco.
everything.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Hope those generators hold up.
Oh yeah.
Got to stay on that energy bike.
Right?
This is so funny. How the hell is Foot and Socks' name so similar? That's odd as F. That's why I call them Bauer Foots and Proud Socks. I don't know. That's a
It's so funny to disrespect parents of a missing child. I mean,
that I don't get that, Seth, and I'm not gonna bring up too much of it, but like following creators around Terry Bowersox, like what are you doing?
I don't know, but he fucked around and found out, didn't he?
Hey, if you go to that video and you if you go to that video and you do a still shot,
good night, Tebow.
he's got that look like
I gotta clean my drawers.
We're mocking when BHB jumped out of traffic and verbally accosted Terry Bowersox. They find that to be funny as hell.
I heard about it. I have not watched the video.
You gotta see it.
Every time I see him, I think of Basket Case, the movie.
He said,
Like,
she said, Terry Bowersox, you following me around? Yes, ma'am. Well, yes, ma'am.
But he looked like he had just been bamboozled or something.
That's not what was said.
Oh, it was so funny. But what's he going to do about the time somebody starts swinging on him? Because, I mean, again, and, you know, not everybody cares if they catch a charge. Shit.
Or catch hepatitis from his tooth.
And then Betty, he pulls off and she said, you better go, Liz. Oh, you got to watch it, Seth. She said, that's right, you better keep going, Liz.
And then she rage drives through traffic, endangering the lives of other people as she's on her phone, so pissed off she can't even see straight. Then she pulls into a parking lot and talks about how she needs to get a GoFundMe for her pew-pew. Yeah, it's fucking funny. It's funny as shit, isn't it, Brittany? It's funny as shit that the step-grandparents, which it doesn't matter to me, they're the grandparents of a missing child, are being stalked and harassed by a crazy lunatic from social media. Fucking funny as shit, isn't it, Brittany?
You better go through that light or something.
Yeah.
You can run that fucker. And I was like, you know, whether you like it or not, you have to appreciate the passion.
Yeah.
Well, the fact is that she's out there looking for my son and passing out flyers and everything else, and all they want to do is bitch. And it's like, well, actually, she's out there doing something. Y'all's a bitch.
Yeah, why are you so afraid of him being found?
Right. Like, listen, I'm just going to be honest with you. There are things that Betty has done in the past that I absolutely disagree with. But come on, she was handing out flyers.
Why, you've actually called her an opportunist many times.
Hanging them up. Yeah, she went and buy places, but she never went into anybody's property. She wasn't out there with the damn bullhorn. She wasn't like posted up, you know.
She did go on people's property. That's a lie.
Watching people through their windows.
I mean,
there's literally nothing you can fault her for this time.
The worst thing she did was wear the crystal clear shirt, which is just
that's it. Like, I almost wondered, did Terry see that when she got out of the car?
I did too. And maybe that was what founded look on his. I don't know. He probably always looks dumb, but
and 4 items from Sam's does not prove that he wasn't following her. That, if anything, that's suspicious. You go to Sam's Club for 4 items.
Well, and Lauren, I might have to pull those clips out again too, because I'm sure she's probably conveniently deleted those off her channel now that her and Betty are chummy and buddies, and she's defending Betty and her poor behavior. People forget we've got that clipped. We've already gone over that. Her calling her an opportunist and phony Tony, and disagreeing with Seth's poor choices. And yeah, convenient, huh? Useful idiot. She was brought on for a purpose.
And I mean, you can also do the mobile order where all you have to do is slide up there and pick it up really quick.
All right.
So, because that's what I do to keep from going into Sam's. I let somebody else actually walk through the place and do my shopping. I just roll up and have them bring it to my car. I don't even have to get out of the car.
Jules said, surely he did. Chris's big old head on her shirt.
Surprising that thing fit on a shirt.
OG Bish, yeah. Yep, this is why this was edited.
Well, he should feel pretty confident. Somebody finally said he has a big head.
That's pushing it.
Because they didn't say that. It was crystal clear.
All right, but here's the thing, Tori. That doesn't make sense to me, and I'm going to tell you why. She says she was waiting for him to leave Sam. She knew he was there and wore her shirt to find him and wait for him to leave. He was there first and simply left the store he was at. Okay, Tori, if that's the case, though, like, don't you think that she couldn't predict that she was going to get pulled over by the police and stuff?
And told where to go to have a good steak.
Yeah. I mean,
don't worry, she got a $50 Venmo from TikTok Tony for beating up the Bauer socks. B socks is what it actually says.
I don't know. I think that if he hadn't already done that to JLR and CJ, maybe, but he had done that to other creators. Same thing.
No, not even remotely close. JLR was driving back and forth in front of the Proudfoot home. They were pulling out. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Dolly was flying drones over their home. But they defend all this shit.
With JLR, he actually got a little bit more confident and actually got out of the car.
That's because his wife was there to give him moral support.
Well, there you go.
I saw that video.
Lord.
Okay.
Well,
I challenged them months ago to just do even a tiny little percentage of what they bring in. Just a tiny percentage. Do something. Do anything. No.
I'm going to get mad because I'm talking about his mom.
Don't say that, though. I shouldn't say that because that just I'm just being on my pedestal, on my high horse again when I suggest things like that.
You don't be talking about my mama.
Yeah. He can chill. I ain't even. Y'all, I guess I'm gonna get on off here though. But thank you so much, everybody, for coming up. Seth, you are amazing. I appreciate you very much, more than you know.
After all of that, is the term you guys would use? Is it amazing? Would you be saying that this was amazing? Anybody in the chat say that this was amazing? Is that the adjective you would choose for this stream? Is amazing?
Oh yeah,
And,
we're definitely in a relationship now.
No, right? Well, listen, seriously, if you need anything, if there's anything that any of us can do, let me know.
Positive thoughts, prayers, and hand out flyers and keep your eyes
absolutely. As always, we will. And Uncle Taco, it was very nice to meet you.
It was very nice to meet you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for staying up with us. and
Oh,
coming
yeah.
out.
For the entertainment, guys.
Yes,
Yeah.
this has been so amazing. Y'all really made the night better.
Amazing again.
Thank you. Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you. Yes, anytime. And Seth, if you, like I said, if you need anything. The kids. All right. All right. Thank you, guys.
Y'all have a wonderful evening.
Well, good night, dumb boy.
Try to good night, Billy.
All right, well,
Yeah,
Turn
right.
off that light.
watch out for Little House on the Prairie. It's next.
I'm just waiting for Charm to come on.
Somebody better
All right, have a
call
good
him
night,
back.
y'all. Happy
Good
4th.
night. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful night.
Thanks for having
Tattooed Mama, thank you so much. All right, y'all. Everybody that was here tonight, y'all got to have our back now. So, maybe I go hide for a little while. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for sticking with me. I'm gonna probably chop that first part off of my stream. Always got your 6, and you got my number. Thank you.
All right. There she be. You tell me. There's a reason why that video was edited out. But once it was done, it was already done. I don't know how you all feel after watching these things back to back, but I know how I feel. And again, you can take highly edited clips and deceive the public perception with a lot of stuff. But seeing it in full context and really understanding how we've gotten to this point with the characters that have inserted themselves into all of this and the creators who have continued to cheer on things like this, it needs to stop. It needs to end for victims and their families, because we can all go back to our real lives. These families cannot. I appreciate you all sitting through all of that with me. That was a lot. That was an absolute lot to get through. But I hope that if you hadn't seen this before, you understand now when you're hearing people talk about it. Because it's truly, I don't even have the words anymore. It's definitely not amazing. It's not amazing. Those words will never come out of my mouth. And the Lore Lodge, I hope you do see this. I hope you take the time and actually do your research. I hope you find some time to, us lowly, no good for nothing idiots over here. I hope you actually look at the facts. If you want this stream for yourself, if you want the link to this stream and you don't even have to sit through me commentating over it, email me. I'll send it to you. Yeah, I did. Dear Terms of Service, I absolutely did. I did. I 100% tagged him in this. Right in the title. A history lesson. It's Friday Night Frights. Let's compare, and I need to retitle that. Let's poll and compare. It's supposed to say let's poll and compare interviews, but it's just going to say, yeah, let me fix that really quick because I didn't even realize I did that. That's ridiculousness. Look at me over here. Let me change that because that doesn't even make sense. Let's compare interviews and give a history lesson to the Lore Lodge. There you go. It's fixed now. Thank you for even mentioning that because... Oh, Revival, thank you for doing that. Yeah, I saw that he was arguing with people on X saying that it was out of context what he had been shown. And I'm like, the 20 times she said it? Sure. Okay. Okay, sure. All right, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful Friday evening. I'm going to go put Kyle to bed now. And I might see you guys tomorrow for part 5 of our deep dive back into the optics of stuff. I might have time tomorrow because part 5 will be a long session. It's from the 11th to the 13th is what we have coming up. So I will try to fit it in tomorrow, and I hope to see you guys there. See you guys later. Have a good night. Take care of yourselves. I know this is a lot. It's a lot to sit through. It's a lot to process. And it's okay to disconnect and tap out too. Good night, y'all.